Okay, we are live.
We
Hello and welcome. I am Ronnke, your GM, and in the stream today we have Pendragon, Rigel Kent, Geigerman, and Mega Quai. Absent today is Nosh. Today we are playing a dungeon fantasy campaign set in the world of Pelavar. We are using the very awesome GURPS system by Steve Jackson Games, and our VTT of choice is Fantasy Grounds. You will find this and past sessions on YouTube and as audio-only podcast. Links are in the video description. If you enjoy our content, please like this video and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels. Okay, do we have any character business for characters?
What are you talking about? This is the first session.
Well, I guess you did all your tweaking after the holodeck adventure, so
I have no idea what you're talking about. What's a holodeck?
never mind. So, as of now, all the characters will be locked in, with the exception of Ari, which you will have a little bit of a grace period due to you being absent
I need
in
to
the.
put duty. I need to put in sense of duty to the merchant.
Okay, then swap that stuff around and do your sense of duty. All right, so we're going to do character introductions a little bit differently than we've normally done. We will begin with Pendragon. Can you please tell us who you are playing?
Hi, I'm Pendragon, and I'll be playing Arariboya.
Arariboya was born to inherit a life of honor. As the eldest son of a respected Votuaba leader, he was expected to become a warrior philosopher, a master of the bow, a student of the stars, and a guardian of his people's spiritual traditions. The Votuaba are a reclusive people whose seemingly simple lives conceal a profound understanding of the forest and the heavens. Their scouts and advisors are renowned for combining practical knowledge with spiritual insight, and even their legendary archery is said to arise from this harmony. Arariboya possessed none of it. He could not sense the living spirit of the forest, nor comprehend the strange mathematics of the stars. He lacked patience, wisdom, and curiosity. His one gift was extraordinary skill with the bow, a talent that impressed children but did little to ease the disappointment of his elders. His younger brother, Guarasi, was everything Arariboya was not, charismatic, sensitive, and wise beyond his years. Though he would never admit it aloud, Arariboya knew that Guarasi was the true heir to their family's legacy. Then, one evening, a horde of undead abominations emerged from the forest and descended upon their village. Arariboya wanted to stand and fight, but fear overcame him. He fled into the wilderness, abandoning his family, his people, and his honor. At dawn, he returned to find the village destroyed. In the ruins of his home, he discovered that Guarasi had been transformed into one of the creatures. When his brother advanced toward him, Arariboya panicked and destroyed him. Since that day, Guarasi's spirit has haunted him, an unending reminder of his cowardice. Before fleeing, Arariboya stole his clan's ceremonial longbow, a family heirloom carried by heroes of generations past. He knows he is unworthy of it, but hopes that one day he may earn the right to wield it. Now he follows rumors of undead attacks, necromancers, and scholars who might know how to destroy the forces responsible. His search has brought him to King's Rest with no money, no supplies, and nothing but the clothes on his back. Hungry, exhausted, and haunted by the brother he failed, Arariboya needs coin to survive, and a chance to reclaim the honor he abandoned.
Okay, Rigel Kent, can you tell us who you're playing?
Hello, I'm Rigel Kent, or Phil when we forget to use our pseudonyms, and I am playing Gareth DeGarin.
Here is your introduction.
Gareth de Garan is the last son of a fallen noble house of the Crown Lands. At 14, he was forced into banditry to survive, where he spent a decade raiding, robbing, but never raping. While attacking a merchant caravan just inside the borders of the Free Cities, a group of young women destined for a nunnery were discovered hiding, and most of the bandits went mad with lust. Gareth and 5 others stood against them to defend these future brides of Solverath, and much blood was shed. Thinking he was doomed, Gareth was surprised when Sir Peredur, a holy warrior, and his band appeared to throw down the bandits. Gareth and the 2 other surviving defenders yielded, and both the holy warrior and the bride spoke of their actions before the magistrate. This led to a 5-year term in a penal unit rather than the gallows. While defending Eastwatch from an attempted Crown Lands invasion, Gareth took a grievous head blow and saw Agelia, the goddess of defense and justice, prevent his soul from being lost, and as a result now believes he has been sworn to her service. Upon completion of his time in the penal company, he sought out Sir Peredur, only to learn the man had fallen during a mission for the Order of the Pale Flame. Thus he sought them out, both to see Sir Peredur's task done, but also to learn from the priests so he can eventually erect a temple to his patron, a goddess completely unknown in the Free Cities. For a former bandit, Gareth is unexpectedly devout. In combat, he is a traditional sword and board fighter, though of late he has started relying more on his shield than his sword.
Okay. Gargaman, can you tell us who you're playing?
I am Gigerman, and I am playing Kevin Crowell.
An orphan who never knew his parents, Kivin had a humble beginning as a street rat in the alleys and docks of Port Arenhold. As a youngster, he attempted to steal food from a well-to-do fellow he mistook for a merchant, but was caught in the act. The man, a well-known Florinese fencing master, Irio Ferreris, was impressed with his tenacity and clever handling of a stick as a weapon, and invited him to come live with him and train how to use a sword properly. He trained hard for 12 years before taking leave of his master to put his training to the test in the mercenary companies. He prospered as a billman and footman in the Steel Company, a lesser-known mercenary group operating on the southeastern marches against the Crown Lands. He was well regarded, despite some head-butting with his superiors that never quite rose to the level of insubordination. However, during a fateful assault to retake a Crownish-held fortified town, he was ordered to burn down a particular tenement, which he followed without thinking. A child he had previously befriended, Alora, burned to death within. He was completely devastated, inconsolable. He immediately parted with the company and swore he'd never again take up the sword. He's drifted ever since, throwing himself into drink to drown out his ghosts, working as hired muscle here and there to pay for more drink. But given the sword is his one best skill, he never manages to live up to his vow, which inevitably makes the drinking worse.
Yep, we're a messed up bunch, aren't we?
Indeed. Megaquai, can you tell us who you're playing?
I'm playing Shiranui Danjo, a ninja.
They say Shiranui Danjo was born beneath an omen, on a night when the sea swallowed the moon and the wind carried voices no mortal should hear. Whether that tale is truth or superstition no longer matters. What matters is that Danjo was once a loyal shinobi of the Shiranui clan, a silent blade who obeyed his jonin without hesitation. Sent to infiltrate a foreign vessel, he boarded disguised as a common sailor and waited for his mission to begin. Instead, a sudden and unnatural storm tore the ship apart. Danjo battled the sea for 7 days, surviving through training, discipline, and sheer refusal to die. On the 8th day, a Western merchant found him drifting among the wreckage. Some claim the man saw destiny in Danjo's eyes. Others whisper that he had been expecting him. Danjo offered his service in repayment for his life, and the merchant accepted immediately. Since then, Danjo has traveled the West as a blade without a homeland. The merchant sends him on strange, precise missions, each apparently separate yet connected by some hidden purpose. Danjo obeys, but he also watches, listens, and gathers fragments of the truth. Rumors follow his employer, that he trades in secrets older than kingdoms, bargains with unseen powers, and is either building something terrible or attempting to destroy it. Danjo hides his suspicions behind the discipline of a shinobi, but one question consumes him. What is the merchant's true purpose? Should the answer prove wicked, Danjo will end their bond without hesitation. Beyond loyalty and debt, he carries a greater ambition. He intends to rebuild the Shiranui clan in the West and forge a new legacy from the ashes of the old. Whether guided by his ancestors or chosen by fate itself, Danjo survived the storm for a reason. Now he walks through foreign lands, gathering strength, secrets, and allies, preparing for the day when the Shiranui name will rise again.
Finally, we have Nosh. Nosh, can you tell us who you're playing?
Hi, I'm Nosh, and I'll be playing Humphrey Pennyworth.
Humphrey Pennyworth is a half-elf who stands out in any crowd, mostly because he stands rather wide. He is fiercely sensitive about his bulk and insists that his frame is all muscle surrounding the resonant acoustic chamber required for his art. To most people, Humphrey appears to be an uncouth glutton with dreadful manners, an unkempt beard, and a remarkable ability to stain freshly laundered clothes. Yet he is deeply theatrical and assumes everyone ought to know his name. Even paying for an ale may involve producing the coin from behind the barkeep's ear. Humphrey once worked as a baker and sous chef in a noble household in Port Arenhold. The kitchens were the heart of the estate, and Humphrey soon learned that servants hear everything. He taught himself to eavesdrop, read lips, recognize noble lineages, and follow shifting political currents. His true gift, however, was music. The celebrated bard Joachim des Prez recognized Humphrey's extraordinary voice and talent with the lute, taking him on as a protégé. Humphrey's singing once moved a visiting wizard to tears by reminding him of his childhood. In gratitude, the wizard gave him a magical cloth sack that produces fresh pastries, a treasure that has done little to restrain Humphrey's waistline. His downfall came when an elven noble visited the estate. The guest mocked Humphrey's heritage and appearance, prompting Humphrey to investigate him. He discovered that the supposed adventurer was a fraud exploiting the household. During a grand banquet, Humphrey burst in to expose him, but instead humiliated his employer and was dismissed on the spot. Word spread, and Humphrey has struggled to find respectable kitchen work ever since. Whatever he earns performing in taverns, he quickly spends. Now, nearly penniless, he has heard that a group of mendicants requires a cook. Humphrey hopes his food, music, and limited knowledge of hymns might earn him a place among them, and perhaps a fresh audience.
Okay, and that is the party.
A bunch of messed up dudes. Which, for anybody listening, was totally intentional. We thought it'd be great if we were all screwed up.
Isn't that normal for player characters anyway?
What's normal?
Not
They're always
always.
usually
I mean, you can-
orphans or something like that.
No, not really. In this case, most of us are emotionally damaged and broken. So we generally don't go that far. We'll go, oh yeah, he's a little messed up, but he's a combat monster.
Yeah, I'd say we were inspired this time.
Yeah, in this
It's
a bit
case,
of
we got Ari, who's haunted by his dead brother. We've got Gareth, who's a deluded lunatic. And we got Kevin, who's an alcoholic. We got Danjo. Nobody can understand him because he's a ninja. Keep misplacing him.
The Conan group was all psychos.
I disagree.
Well-
Balder was not a psycho. Balder was awesome.
Come on, everyone in the universe of Conan is a psycho. Basically,
Except-
Well,
everyone.
that's beside the point.
Except Balder. He's a very friendly fellow.
Very restrained. Very restrained.
Indeed.
Okay, so your characters will begin in the village of King's Rest, which is there, marked by the little token thing up there.
That seems
Yeah,
to
isn't he
suggest there will be
like
walking?
walking the wrong way?
I can't flip him.
Well, I bet you
Can
could.
you not actually?
I bet you could. You just have to edit the image and
Well,
then,
no. If it's not a token, it may be a token.
No, it is. It is a
Yeah,
token.
Okay, I don't think you can do it as a token, but if you did it as a stamp, you could actually reverse it.
Yes, you could. So King's Rest is a small village. It is, or was, a much more active place than it is now. It used to be a important trading hub that merchants and so forth traveling to the west would pass through, sell their wares, and vice versa. Those coming from the west would normally stop at King's Rest before going to either Galvaughan or Port Aaronhold. However, since the happenings in the west have caused a lot of issues with the raiders and such, the through traffic at King's Rest has diminished substantially, and the town is a shadow of its former self. Your characters have been here for at least a week. It's up to you guys whether you want to have been here longer or not. However, you have met each other, but you do not know much about each other. You've found that a bunch of pale flame missionaries have sought to hire people such as yourselves for a mission. And these are the people. We have Sister Maren Doust. She is the leader of this Pale Flame mission. There are 4 of them, by the way. And she's joined by this guy. He is Deacon Rolf Brennan. Her staff has a candle. So Rolf Brennan, he is the militant arm of the Pale Flame, and he is he is currently injured with he's taken a rather nasty wound to his arm, but it is in the process of healing. There is also this guy, Brother Aldrich Vane.
I can't trust him. He wears glasses.
He is a scholar. And from what you've seen, he has his face buried in a book, or he's taking notes almost all the time. He does seem like a likable fellow, but he's not usually the first one to start talking. But if you speak to him, then he will quite happily open up and chat about whatever matters need to be talked about. And the last member of the Pale Flame is Novice Petra Ashwell. She is a young initiate to the Pale Flame. She's aged in her sort of late teens, and she seems to be very naive about the outside world, having grown up inside a monastery all her life, and she is very inquisitive and often asks lots of questions.
God damn it, we can't let her die. She's too young.
She doesn't.
She
look
does.
Like teens.
She does carry a sword, however.
Well, anybody can carry a sword.
So you have learned that the Pale Flame, the Order of the Pale Flame here, they have spent the last few weeks in King's Rest looking for new hires to act as security for their mission. Their mission is to travel to Westwatch, which is over there on the map. It is an abandoned town after having suffered many raids from a mysterious peoples from across the Western Ocean. The town has eventually become abandoned, and nothing lives there now. So the mission is to recover a holy relic that was housed at Westwatch, and the Pale Flame are looking for security to guard them on that mission. They did previously have an entourage of guards, and as they travelled from Galvorn down here below or south of King's Rest, their party or their mission was ambushed along the road to King's Rest. During that ambush, their security or their guard were either killed or too injured to continue the mission. So they have spent the last few weeks in King's Rest trying to find people to take them on this journey to Westwatch so that they can recover the relic. You have been informed, or your characters have been shortlisted for this mission, and you've obviously expressed interest in going along. You have been informed that there'll be no upfront payment. However, the Pale Flame will cover any expenses along the road. They'll see to it that you're fed and have supplies and anything that you need for the trip. But you will be paid upon return to Port Arenhold, at which point you will be paid quite handsomely for your services. Are there any questions that you have at the moment?
When are we heading out?
Well,
we only need to know one thing.
Or when are they heading out? Obviously with us.
Oh, wow. I hope that's not going to be a problem.
Eh?
What?
What?
My screen is like flickering.
That'd be about right, wouldn't
Of
it?
course. Yep, of course.
Let me close some windows. Well, on the plus side, it's not flickering on the stream by the look of it. So, anyway.
Right. Well, questions? No.
Which
Seems
kind of
relatively
opposition
straightforward.
are we looking at?
Sorry, say that again?
Which kind of opposition are we looking at? Like, who attacked them? Do they have an idea?
Oh, right. We had this issue the first time when we were talking about this. They got attacked on the way here, so we're going the other direction. We're not going back that way.
Yeah, no, but my point is it like a random group of thugs, or
Yeah, I was wondering
someone
that as well.
actively trying to oppose them?
Oh, gotcha.
Was it just
actually, now that you mention it.
bandits? Was it orcs? Was it undead orcs?
As far as they can tell you, it is bandits. However, the night before you are scheduled to leave, the Pale Flame have invited you to the Millstone Inn for your meals. I'm not sure if you guys have enough coin to.
Nope.
Well, they'll cover the coin, or for the meal. I'm not sure if you guys have coin for rooms, or if you're going to be wild camping.
Apparently, I'm going to be sleeping outside.
Yeah,
The
so am I.
Yeah, Gareth is literally completely and absolutely broke. He has zero money.
Actually, that is a useful thing to establish this early. Is what are the prices that we're using? Are we just using straight up DF?
we will use straight up DF.
And what book would that be in? Is
In
that in exploits
It's in exploits.
or dungeons? I mean,
Not only are we all broken, we're all povo as well.
yeah. No,
I'm a ranger.
I'm expecting that Kevin is also going to be not paying for his stay.
So I'm clearly pulling security duty on the wagons.
Sleep
Luckily,
under the wagons.
I am wise enough to actually purchase a sleeping fur and blanket and stuff like that.
Well, we're all so broke. My God.
So the Pale Flame party, as a bit of an introduction to the group that's going to be travelling, they have organised for you to all join them at the Millstone Inn for a meal. At which point you may ask them any questions and so forth.
Any rice?
It's probably going to be potatoes.
Do they even have rice in this area?
Yeah.
That's very
Potatoes are
fancy.
Western rice.
So
Suppose
the
if you squint.
Millstone Inn is a quaint little, well, it's an inn that's certainly larger than the patrons would indicate. You imagine that there are quite a few vacant rooms and such. You will find the Pale Flame situated around a table, presently waiting for you people to arrive.
Does this particular location have any temples or shrines or anything like that?
There's a shrine that is on the way out of town. There is a shrine for the Pale Flame. There is also a temple for the Pale Flame, as indicated here on that image there.
Right.
How
This
full
building
is the,
here
is
is the Millstone Inn. Sorry, what was that question?
how full is the inn? Is there like lots of people? Is there a crowd there?
The inn could handle a lot more people. There's like half a dozen people that are situated here for the evening meal. That's not including the Pale Flame.
Does that include us? Yeah, okay. Does not include us.
Does not include you. So yeah, about half a dozen extras.
How do they look?
They look like the other patrons will look like merchants and possibly locals. There's nothing unusual sort of about them. They look like your average commoner. No one special.
Gotcha.
Walk up and go, Hajime Mashite, Shiranui Danjo des. Sorry, I'm Shiranui Danjo.
You've met Sister Marin earlier, and you also met Rolf. Brother Aldrich will stand up and give you a sort of curt nod.
I'm bowing,
And-
of course.
And the young Petra, she sits there, is looking rather bored, sort of resting her head on her hands, and her hands are on the table. She's just waiting. And when you arrive and you bow, you'll see Rolf will look to Petra and say, "Novice, show some respect to our guest." At which point she sort of straightens herself up. Sister Marin says, "Danjo, please take a seat while we wait for the others to arrive."
Here we come.
Who next approaches the table?
Hello, all. Have a scooch there, love. And pass that tankard while you're at it.
Rolf will grab the wine and push it over to you as you sit. He says,
He'll take a
Well
slug
met,
of it
Kevin.
and raise an eyebrow.
"We expect 2 more to arrive. Unfortunately, besides ourselves, it will be just 4 others. Unfortunately, we cannot wait any longer or delay our mission any longer to gather more."
Yes, it's a very important mission to collect the what's-it.
Sister Marin will say, It is very important. Unfortunately, our mission has suffered a rather tragic setback. Hopefully, that is all behind us. Who will be next to arrive?
That'd be airy.
Sure, I'll just arrive. I walk towards the table and I just say, "Pale flame," right?
Yes. Ari. Is that right?
Yep.
This is Sister Marin.
Ari-san.
I, greet her with my, bowing my head a little bit, and I take a seat that's available, preferably with the back to the wall, and facing the door.
Gareth clinks when he enters because he's wearing a lot of mail. And when he approaches, and he's going to give him a half bow to the sister and to the deacon, and I the brother, and he's like, he says, "I am Gareth Dagaran," and he has a noticeably Crownlander's accent, which may be a problem for some of the various people in this area.
Sister Marin says, "We were terribly saddened when we lost Sir Peredur, but I'm glad that you've been able to join us."
I will see his task done.
You are welcome.
Gareth had a brand, didn't he?
He wears gloves because he
we can't see
does
it.
not want to. He is terribly, horribly embarrassed by it. I mean, you'll probably eventually see it. I'm thinking of the thing in Andor when what's his face is washing up. Eventually you're going to see it.
Well, now
Kevin's
that
going to look around
everyone,
the table and go, "Well, we've got a colorful bunch here, don't we?"
Sister Marin will sort of raise her hand to the innkeep and will just sort of gesture, at which point you will see that food begins to be brought out. You have bread, cheese, some bowls of stew, a fairly good meal. Rolf says, "Best eat up. This is probably going to be the last good hot meal we'll have in a good week."
Until Humphrey turns up.
As long as it's not the last of the wine.
I don't say anything.
Can I get reaction rolls from each of you? Add whatever modifiers you think might be appropriate.
Who is this
To
for?
what?
This is for the group. Oh, actually, it would be for Petra. So she would be considered young and naive. So things like overconfidence and stuff may come into play.
I guess I need to add those. I really wish the import would actually add those things. Not
You
sure
might
how
be
it
able
would
to
do
do
it.
I think it should be possible.
So I have the delusion that apparently is all the time. So I suspect. Wow, what the hell is that?
What did I just do here? Oh wow.
That's a lot of speed plus range, bro.
Oh.
But I
Yeah.
Apparently, you
the-
succeeded at the mod thing.
That's true. Oh,
So
all I see
with
is
the
excellent.
delusion, I suspect Gareth will be like murmuring a prayer over his food that is going to cause the what are they, Silverathians, to sort of look at him like he's freaking weird.
And let's see that, and that. Well, that could have been better.
All right, so Petra seems to be quite fixated on Ari. And she's like staring sort of at his face and sort of looking at the tattoos. And she says, "The tattoos on the face, do they mean anything?"
Well, they mean they are my clan tattoos. They mean I'm a son of the northern wind.
She shakes her head. "I've not heard of you. Is that in the Free
I didn't
Cities?"
expect. Way north. It's way north.
Near the Elven lands?
Yes. Around there. What brings you here? You're so young. And it's a bit of a dangerous task, this one.
Well, she sort of sighs and says, "It didn't start out as dangerous. We didn't
They
expect
never
to
do.
be ambushed.
Always starts out as dangerous.
So no one
This is my first
expects being ambushed.
This is my first time away from the monastery at Ardain. The world is a lot bigger than I expected."
And a lot darker. You're going to find out.
Don't worry, love. It gets smaller.
Oh, that was supposed to be out of character.
You can choose to fail that, of course.
He does not want to fail that. Sweet.
I'm also going to assume that Danjo isn't wearing his ninja attire. Your face is quite exposed.
He's still wearing his pajamas though, because that's all he's got.
Do you not have
Well, he might wear a
another
jacket over it.
picture without the mask of the same thing? You could just swap back and forth.
It never
Didn't that
causes
cause
problems
issues
when you
last
do that.
time?
I don't know. Let me see if it does, because it was doing that to me.
Maybe he's
Well,
just
there has
like the
been an
goblins later.
Okay, it's not messed anybody up yet. Maybe they fixed it.
Oh, right. The
Oh, that's a helmet.
helmet threw me off initially.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So, yeah, he has a legionary helmet, and it states, skull face. So it's probably not the cool face mask version, because it doesn't say anything about messing with my peripheral vision like some of the other masks do. But I just like that image, and so I decided, yeah, sure, why not? That's cool.
I was going to say, doesn't matter. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's also got like a at the top. It's got a woman sort of woman's face, one of the goddesses' face. I don't know which one that's supposed to be, but as far as I'm concerned, that is Agelia.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, while
Okay.
while we're eating and such, Kevin is actually looking around the table and sizing people up for their abilities. I don't have body language or anything like that. He's just getting a sense of people, and you'll probably see that Gareth and Ara are look like they're
Arius,
probably
right?
competent, and Danjo probably is
A skulker.
instinctively hiding that fact.
Look at him and go, "Wow, he's a skulker."
And you can probably see what's his name, Rufus.
Rolf.
Are you gonna
Rolf.
intentionally,
Yeah, Rolf is he has that air about him that tells you that you know, he knows how to handle himself. Brother Aldrich, he looks
Definitely not.
very very green. He's an academic. You know, even though you're having your meals and stuff, he has a book that he turns pages and reads, and his attention will sort of go from the book to the talk at the table, and he'll say his piece, and he'll be part of the conversation, but you see that his attention swings between what's going on at the table and his book. But he definitely looks like an academic. Sister Marin, she
Good with a ruler.
she has an air of sort of wisdom about her. She doesn't speak very much. When she does say something, it usually has a point.
Yes, I've met brides of Solverath before. You have to listen to them. They'll hit you with a ruler.
And the kid looks nice and scrappy.
She does look nice and scrappy. Definitely looks like a someone that is, on their first field trip sort of thing.
Yeah, it's going to be funny the first time we stop and we're like, going to her, several of us like, do you know how to use that? Draw it. Let's see. And suddenly she's going to be capable of picking up trained by a master.
Well, at the table, since you mentioned it, it does come up. She will draw the sword from her scabbard, and she holds it out on the table, and she sort of waves it around a little bit, probably, unnecessarily dangerously. She says that the deacon Rolf has been training me how to use this. Since the attack at Galvorn, he felt that it's important that I at least be able to defend myself if something like that happened again.
You should never draw a weapon if you don't intend to use it.
Well,
You can't return it to the sheath without blood.
She goes, "What?
Nonsense.
Have to draw blood.
Nonsense.
She'll sort of look from Kivin to Gareth. Well, I was not told anything like that. Rolf, is that true? And Rolf will shake his head. You do not need to draw blood, little one. And in your case, it's best that you don't draw blood at all. If a fight comes, then you stay clear and leave it to others. But if things get terrible and you have to defend yourself, then you aim to do your best."
Mr. Rolf must have trained under the Balinese school.
Be careful. Life is precious, Ashwell Chan.
Indeed it is, and I will drink to that, whether anyone else does or not.
Just water.
So-
I actually don't think they ever served water like that in this time period. It's going to be like
Unless you want some
beer, and
disease.
that's kind of it.
Milk.
Yeah, it'll be something alcoholic,
Milk is actually
Wine.
pretty common as well.
mead.
Your Western alcohol is horrible. Sake is better.
I have no idea what that is, but I would try it.
And the player of Gareth completely disagrees with that because he can't stand the taste of sake. Nah.
So Rolf will sort of steeple his hands and put his elbows on the table and say, okay, let's get down to some business. I need to organize our supplies for the trip. Is there anything that I should know about yourselves? Anything that you need?
Whispers under his breath, rice.
A steady flow of alcohol.
A nice warm bath.
Have
He
all
says,
day.
Bath of alcohol.
Mr. Danjo, a bath, unfortunately, is going to be a luxury that we won't have on the road.
Well, that depends entirely on how creative you get.
And so he looks. I assume no one has any particular needs.
Nope. Like I
Nope,
said,
nothing immediately.
Gareth is probably like quizzing Brother Aldrich, about whether he's heard of Agalia and all that jazz and other religious stuff. Just asking him questions about religiosity.
Well,
I
it turns
apparently
out
have the
that he
theology
has heard.
skills, so.
He has heard of. How is it pronounced? Agalia?
Yep.
Though he says, I do not know of any places that worship Agalia, save for those in the Crown Lands. And if I know my my law correctly, Agalia is considered heresy.
Danjo sits in on this and he tries comparing it to Shintoism.
Heresy. Nonsense.
I would like to learn more. Perhaps we can speak
Gareth
as
will
we
not
travel.
hesitate. Yeah.
And I suppose as the conversation drifts into the religious, they will discover Kiven's disregard for it.
And
are
already
not
boiled
to-
disdain for the gods as well. I try to control myself, though.
You will see that Sister Marin doesn't really take offense to it. She says, every soul is permitted to take their own path in this world.
Well said, sister.
She says, the gods call to everyone differently. For us, it is Solvarth. He leads us. He guides our light. He sees to it that good comes to this world, at which point Aldrich will say, Amen to that, sister. So the discussion will go on for a little bit. Sister Marin will talk about the ambush. It'll come up in conversation, and she says, unfortunately, the ambush has set us back, and so forth. But you'll see that Rolf will sort of pipe up, and he'll say, Sister, as I've told you, I do not believe that was a random ambush by thieves and bandits. I believe it was more targeted.
Why do you think that?
Just my instinct. They seemed all too prepared for our arrival.
Maybe they were just highwaymen and they were prepared for anyone's arrival. And you were just unlucky to be, the first they come up.
Perhaps. but I've seen my fair share of violence, and my instinct tells me that this was not just random violence from ambush from bandits. At which point, Sister Marin says, "Rolf, we have talked about this. Please don't fill heads with conspiracy until we have anything more concrete that's just treated as the unfortunate incident it was."
I suspect, though, when this exchange is going on, like Gareth and Kivin and Ara are at the very least like exchanging looks. Like, we know, definitely
Most
have
definitely.
watches.
You will also notice that when the talk of an ambush sort of comes up, Petra will withdraw a little bit, and the expression on her face is a little less excited. Obviously, the incident was somewhat traumatic. In any case, the evening will go on. You will talk and become familiarized with one another and the order, and you're told by Rolf that unless there is any reason to delay, then we should start towards Westwatch in the morning.
I agree with my head.
I have no reason to stay.
We will have one other joining us, a Humphrey Pennyworth. He claims to be something of good cook, so perhaps our trail rations will be a little better than normal.
Yes, we met him on the holodeck.
The what?
Yeah, the what?
How will we be transporting? Are we taking a wagon? Are we entirely on foot? All of it's on foot?
We have 2 horses. Sister Marin will be mounted on one horse, and the other horse will pull a cart. The rest of us will have to walk, unfortunately.
Ah, the old march.
The old
Just like the old days.
Rolf will say, "You all look like fit and healthy people. The walk should be fine."
Yeah, he says, you all look like fit and healthy people, and then tomorrow we see Humphrey, and we like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
He's staying in the cut.
Like a fat man running up a hill.
No, we're going to make him walk. He's going to have to walk. Actually, I mean, I do. So I could drive the cart if we don't have somebody else that can drive it.
Well, it's not like a wagon, it's just like a 2-wheel cart.
That still requires Teamster, though, to drive or control.
Or someone to sort of lead the horse at walking speed. I suppose Teamster would still count.
He's not necessarily volunteering for that. It's just, I was
Anyway.
asking that.
The evening will pass unless there's any other questions you have of them. They will bid you good night, and will expect to see you just after sunrise outside the Millstone Inn, ready to go.
All right. Well,
Flickering
Gareth
seems
is
to
gonna
have
have to go.
stopped. I hope that doesn't mean my graphics card is about to die.
Well, it could
Or
be
my
the monitor. Or it could
What
just
is
be the cable.
What is the worst possible option? Plan.
Mhm.
Probably be cheaper
Okay.
your monitor, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't want it to be any of those. So zip it.
Don't jinx it.
So is anyone staying in the inn?
I don't think any of us
The
can
common
afford to
room.
stay in the inn.
The common room at
Define
the
that.
inn is going to be 10 copper farthings, which equates to 10 gurpies.
Nah, I'm finding myself a cozy spot under a tree or something like that.
No, Kevin will stay at the table until somebody throws him out because he can't actually afford to stay.
Yeah, and even in a small village like this, they're not gonna just let you sleep in the alley. So
Well, that won't stop him from trying.
Go
And
sleep with the
given-
horses.
Given we've been here for a week, they probably already know him.
yeah, that's why I'm like, yep, I've used up all of my coin here. So gonna have to leave the village a little bit just outside and find some place to camp.
All right. So no one is staying in the inn.
See, our previous mentioned, all of us are dead broke.
I think Danjo has a little bit of coin. 34, I think he's got.
Owns no
Damn,
more
wow,
than he can
rich.
carry.
He's rich.
Well,
Damn
I guess I'm the
1%er.
richest of the group. I'm the richest of the group. I have 60.
Yeah, why don't you stay in the inn?
How's
I'm
about
a
it, mate?
ranger. I don't
Putting
stay at
us
these
up.
places.
It was actually
So-
really, really hard to ensure that I actually did spend absolutely everything. Because you have to pick and choose things that are that cost. And it's like, okay, what about that money? No, that'll leave me with like $1, and I don't want that.
So, is anyone staying in the inn?
Nope.
Okay. So, if you're going to find a place to camp for the night, you can do so. I will permit a urban survival or a survival plains.
Ooh, I have woodlands.
I have
Near
none
enough.
of that.
Let me see what does the default to.
-2 or something.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Oops, that's weird. My urban survival went odd.
Land specialities default to one another at -3.
No other rolls?
No, the default. So
sorry.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having to set mine up. Because,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the default on another to -3 actually.
yes. Because it's like that.
Ooh, we suck.
Yeah,
My first real roll is a critical failure. But, well, it is an untrained skill, so.
no, my urban survival didn't import correctly. It was weird. Okay. Yeah. Kevin was going to end up
So, if you
hopping
have a
over
look
that
at
fence over there and sleeping under that tree. Probably the same place he's been sleeping the whole week, and they probably already know he's there.
All right, so this spot here across from the Millstone Inn actually has some places that you can camp, hedge night style.
Like, look there.
Oh, you're actually under the bridge.
So if you wanted to, you could certainly camp there. There is enough open ground and trees and such that you can get some shelter.
Unfortunately for poor Gareth, though.
Yeah, once the innkeep decides he's had enough of Kevin and tells him to get the hell out of here, then he'll just walk across the street, basically fall over onto his bed that's already there.
All
I
right,
guess
so
Gareth decided to camp at the crossroads.
anyone that's exceeded your skill, you can at least get comfort and one of the others, lines of sight or concealment. But comfort is the most important. unfortunately for Gareth, you get to choose none.
Yep.
So your night's sleep is going to be terrible. So you will wake fatigued, 1 fatigue. So you may want to note that.
Noted.
The others that have rolled and failed, you may choose only one of those 3 camping traits, and I'm assuming that you're going to choose comfort.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Kevin is the only one that actually gets a nice spot.
That's because
Concealed.
he's like mostly drunk and he just
Uh-huh.
sleeps really well.
He's doing that drunk thing where he just kind of limps. He ragdolls over the rocks and stuff.
All right, so it is quite late at night. Fortunately for you, the weather is good. There is no rain. It is overcast, and the good thing about that is it makes it your night a little bit warmer. Can I get hearing-based perception rolls into the box, please? If you have combat reflexes, I think you get to add +2.
For what?
For being
Let me
alerted
rephrase that.
while
+2
asleep.
for what?
Combat reflexes.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
+2 for what for combat reflexes? Because if it's to hear something while you're asleep, it's +6.
Okay.
Wow.
I thought it was only +2.
No.
All right. Then
I mean,
if you have
fact
combat
check.
reflexes, okay, we'll go with +6.
Well, it's actually going to be.
I know not to fact check Geiger on rules.
Well, it happens. I am occasionally wrong.
I always fact checking because I want to make sure he's wrong.
I am not wrong. Wow. And apparently I needed that.
Should have been in the
So
box, but it doesn't matter because
Well, yeah, that's true. Shit.
people's rolls are way too high. Is that everyone? Yes. All right. In this case, everyone in your respective camping spots. The night is quiet. It is a small village, so nothing really stirs in the wee hours of the morning, and you're all sort of alerted or awoken by a sound. Everyone that succeeded can make an IQ roll.
None of us
To
know
identify
if we
it.
succeeded or not because you
This
made us
doesn't
do
need
a
to be in the
secret.
box.
Yeah, but we don't know if we
But do we
succeeded
succeed?
because
Yeah, everyone succeeded.
Okay.
Yeah, you all well and truly succeeded.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Success by 4. Ooh, sweet.
So those of you that succeeded your IQ roll, you will know that the sound that you heard is the sort of metal on metal grind of like someone pulling a latch, and it seems to come from over towards the stables that are situated at the side of the Millstone Inn. Those that failed will have been woken by the sound, but you're not sure what it was.
Yeah, and I think both Kevin and Danjo did urban survival for the evening. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
So they're going to be the closest to this. Since I critically failed, I am probably pretty far out of the village.
Yeah, and I'm also not on the
Well,
side.
you
that
won't be
they-
that far. Because like I said, this area here is sort of open ground, field. There's some trees and such. So you could quite easily, like I said, hedge knight it not too far away.
Go and investigate the noise.
Uh,
Snatch
Kevin-
my gear and head over there slowly.
Kevin had basically fallen over the edge of that fence there and slept there, so he's basically gonna pop his head up over the fence and look around and see what the hell that was.
Yeah, since I failed, I
Okay,
don't think
I
I even
will
know where
get-
he's coming from. So
I will go off your IQs. So, given you succeed, Gareth, you will succeed, and Danjo, you will also succeed. Those of you that succeeded that IQ roll will take some time to sort of look around. The whole town is quiet. You don't hear any more noise or anything like that, but you will notice that there is a very faint light coming from the stables. The door from the stables is just open a crack, and there's a light from within, and it seems to be, light that would be from a candle. It barely sort of lights up the stables.
Right.
Candle plus hay equals fire.
Kevin was thinking light makes my head hurt.
It is just the very dim light of a candle.
Makes it hurt a
Or
little.
candle flame. So it's not bright at all.
So do we know whose horses are in that stable? We can presume that the priests are stabled there.
You could probably assume that, and any other guests of
They had some other guests there.
the inn.
Right. So we've been here for a week. Kevin's been sleeping in basically the same place. Is this an unusual noise?
It's certainly a noise that gave you alarm.
Okay.
But hence
then he
why
will-
you sort of woke up. It's like, oh, what's that? That's not right.
He'll stumble over there. He's probably got his shirt off and whatever, and he's sort of dragging the sword along instead of properly strapping it up. But he'll kind of head over that way to see what it is.
Is anyone else
Same
joining
here.
Yeah.
Kevin?
I'm heading in that direction. I figured out why Gareth's sleep sucks so much. Is he's like, he's out there and he's like freaking wearing his damned armor. That was dumb. That was dumb. No wonder he's so damn sore and tired.
Walking over, hand ready on my ninja toe.
What about Araboria?
Araraboya.
Araraboria.
yeah, I'm.
Araraboya.
Well,
Hey, boya.
yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
think
starting to
I.
call a.
You will
I mean, if
see
I can
that
follow
other
them-
people from your group or party are sort of converging on the stables.
Okay, so I'll grab my bow, my quiver, and I'll try to go stealthily towards them.
All right, so the four of you, as you approach the stables, you'll see. Obviously, you're not the only one that heard the noise and chose to investigate. Are you going to go piecemeal, or are you going to sort of wait till you form up and go as a group?
About how far are we talking about? Like 20 yards, something like that.
Probably a little bit more than that. It's like 40, 50 yards.
So I guess about halfway there, Kevin's going to start to realize that there are other of us starting to show up there, and we'll recognize that they are part of the party that we are now joining. And we'll wait for them to catch up. Morning.
I don't see anything.
Good morning.
Does anyone have any light or night visions or anything like that.
That'd be a great thing to have, wouldn't it?
Well, 150 points.
Yep. Yeah,
Exactly.
I've got some light. It's a little candle that's inside that
Mhm.
freaking thing.
Okay, so then
Uh-oh. It's a tactical map.
no, it's not.
It sure looks like one. Well, actually, it looks black.
So you
Yeah.
see just black.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
All right, let me give you some ambient light. Sure, there's a way to do ambient light.
Why is it not rotating my token?
I can't actually see anyone else's token. Oh, now I can.
Oh,
Did
now I
they
can.
freaking change something again?
Oh, we've got the arrows turned on, facing.
Oh, let me fix that.
Facing is turned on,
All right, so you can
or whatever the
now
hell it's
see.
called. I can see the other tokens. I can't see the map.
So,
Oh, well, okay, there's a little bit of the map there. Barely.
Jesus,
see
it can't be
anything?
that dark.
Oh, yeah, actually, it's really dark here, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got token facing indicator turned on in
That
the
was the
options.
words.
I'll change that.
Yeah, because if it's this dark, we're not going to be able to see where this stuff is happening at all. And we're going to roll over and go back to sleep. That's better.
Yeah, actually, what is the?
Can you
What is
see
Okay,
now?
that's better. That's much better.
There you go.
Yeah.
What is the ambient situation? Is it do we have moon?
Well, you did say it was overcast.
Okay.
So we'll say it's a -6.
Where the heck is
Okay.
the candlelight? -6. That's going to suck.
So it's coming from in there. So this door here is ajar enough for someone to have been able to squeeze through, and you can see it's a normal latch. So whoever opened it, it's like a bolt latch. So whoever opened it has sort of, done that metal on metal sort of scrape sound when opening it.
Well, all of you are going to be faster than me.
If you're going to approach stealthily, then please make some rolls.
Holy cow, I actually succeeded.
Good.
Well, Kevin wasn't bothering sneaking.
Oh, well, if you're not bothering sneaking, then I wouldn't have bothered sneaking. I figured you guys wanted to sneak.
Just comes second nature to me.
So it makes perfect
Well,
sense.
if there's no,
Ara and Danjo are sneaking, and the two fightery types are just like, let's go fling open the door and see what happens.
so
long
as you
you're
approach the
the first
door,
ones in front.
since there's no real sneaking happening, as you get to the
For
door,
jokes.
you will see that the light from inside is snuffed out.
Bob, is that you?
Ho there, thief! Show yourself. And Gareth is gonna fling the door open. And probably get a face of something terrible.
Uh-huh.
Horse just farted on the candle.
Yeah,
No, we're gonna
right.
get in there, and there's gonna be a dead man, and the horse is gonna be looking at you like, "What? He was messing with me, so I showed him what for."
Ooh, nasty.
All right, so there is, as you sort of step in, you cannot see anything. It's a little bit darker inside here. You will hear horses sort of stir. You're confronted with the smell of a stable, like fresh hay, and the smell of horse, or the common smell of a stable.
Smells better than the inn.
No, it doesn't.
No, far from.
Ronnke, I do have a question. Would I have known if there's any other entry points, such as a window, or I see that there's a door on the other side, but would I know that?
You wouldn't know that, but you can see
Depends on how long we've
just
been here.
barely that there is a door, similar door on the other side, but it is closed.
Is there any kind of, space between the roof and the barn, the stable door, or walls or anything like that?
There is a second level to this stable.
Well, I'll try to climb it.
All right, so Gareth is going to turn, and there's going to be like a lantern hanging there. It's not lit or anything, but they're going to be all over the place for that sort of thing. And he's going to take a couple seconds to light it.
Okay.
And
And
as
probably
he is
be
about to
stabbed in
light
the
it,
back.
Kevin winces. Ow.
All right, I will need vision-based perception rolls, please. Is everyone happy with your current
Wow.
placement?
That depends on what's on the other side of that door. If it's a dragon, I'm not happy with it.
I guess I'll stay more to the side.
Depends on what it's
Like
dragging.
this.
Yeah, if he was
Right.
if he was going to pop up to the second level, he might go off the trough over there.
Yep. Good point.
Failed that perception check. Yep, I'm about to get stabbed in the back. By
Because you're
Kevin.
lighting the lantern.
Yeah, and you're going to stab me in the back because I'm lighting the lantern. And you're like, no!
Well, if I
All
do,
right,
it was
so
accidental.
this is mainly for Kevin. So while everyone else is going to be able to see it, it's only really
Except me.
Kevin that sees it.
Except me.
There is a man.
You should run over and introduce yourself.
I'm not that kind of guy.
Just run over and go, hey, how you doing? Offering your hand and then cut him in half. Maybe he has beer.
Well, it's worth asking.
So you
Okay.
can see hiding behind one of
Right.
those stalls, there's a little bit of movement, and you can make out the sort of
Somebody's over
silhouette of someone.
Yeah. Kevin's just going to call out to him, say, "Oi there! Come out, show yourself."
Humphrey, what are you doing? Are you eating that horse?
Well, I guess he did warn us.
There is no response.
Come on now, mate.
Gareth starts walking forward.
Kevin's
Gareth,
cutting pace.
Technically,
when you sort of get there, you can see at this stall here, there is a set of saddlebags that seems to have had its contents emptied onto the floor. And I will get you to make a perception roll.
Fail by one. Again.
That'll still be fine because you're looking specifically, which I think gives you a +2. You will see that the saddlebags bears the sigil of the pale flame.
Mm-hmm. All right, so a couple things here. His first thought is that was really effing stupid of these people. You take your saddlebags in with you. That's just common knowledge. Second, is he aware? He's not aware of the dude because I failed the perception check.
Well, Kevin
User
called
in
him
your
out.
channel
So.
timed out.
Uh-oh, somebody chimed out.
Oops. Well, that figures.
Uh-oh. I remember this.
He actually got disconnected from Fantasy Grounds too.
Well, he was climbing up to the second level of the stable.
That's true. So, just noting that, Gareth is going to be continuing forward. He is going to draw his sword, His shield is probably currently like on his shoulder. So it's like hanging there, but he's got the he can't really use it because he's got the lantern
Right.
in that hand.
Right. Yeah. Actually, does he have a guiche on that?
That's the strap.
All right. So
Right.
Yeah.
by the time you get there, Gareth, you will see a figure dart out from behind and head to the opposite doors and try frantically to open the doors. Obviously, cannot do so because they would be barred from the other side.
Well, yeah.
Well,
At which point,
Unfortunately, in this case,
the
I was also thinking if this turns into a foot race, I'm gonna lose.
at which point the figure sort of turns around and you can see there's panic in his face as he realizes, his means of escape is not possible. He looks around for another way out and will start to run there.
Thinking that Thor
So
is not going to be wearing the armor because you don't do that when you go to sleep.
So we will go in combat turns from here.
okay, so did he look like an adult?
It is an adult, probably in his mid to late 30s.
Right.
And he does not appear to be armed, but he's certainly dressed in dark clothes.
And is he familiar? We've been here for a week.
Oh, it's Danjo's friend.
He is not familiar at all. Looks to be probably your typical villager.
Right.
Petty thief, maybe.
Okay, so because Gareth has already sworded up, Kivin will point the longsword at this fellow and say, "You there, stand too. Let's not make a thing of this." Now, I suppose you might want to call that a reaction/influence. And
Sure.
if you were to call it that, I would expect that to probably be intimidation. So the question here is, do I get any bonuses?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. We might get the one of the bonuses for the display of strength. It's +1 to
We do
+4 because we outnumber him.
I'm going to make the roll and let's see if it matters. Well, made it by 0. With
We'll say you get
potential
+2.
outnumbering bonuses.
We'll give you a +2 because you've got strength of numbers. All right. Is that the extent of your turn?
Yes, he is going to point his weapon at him, and I suppose you could call it a wait. And he's waiting to see if he tries to get past him, which will convert into probably an attack.
Okay, I'm double checking. Oh, crap. Oh, man. Damn it. When you converted the character over, it ate a bunch of stuff that I had in there. Damn it.
Yeah,
I
figures.
didn't notice. Damn it. Hold on. Sorry. Does this classify as a stressful situation?
Doesn't seem that stressful.
Or what in particular?
I have 2 disadvantages that could trigger potentially. One is bad temper, and the other is flashbacks.
I don't think flashbacks is something that's likely to trigger, but bad temper could certainly go off.
All right, and I was wrong. It did not eat the stuff. I was just looking in the wrong place. I never pasted it in the other ability stuff. All right, bad temper. Luckily, I'm fairly in control of that. All right, woo, yeah.
Apparently, very in control.
Very in control. So he's just gonna look at this kid or whatnot and explicitly point the sword as well and say, stop and get down. I don't think that necessarily calls for another intimidate check because I'm basically backing up Kevin.
Looks like Pen is connecting again. Pen's climbing, so we'll just move on.
Yeah. He should have
sorry,
been.
Danger.
I'm back.
Oh,
Sorry.
he's back.
What happened?
It's because it's so warm. There's a storm brewing. I think the internet went down, but it's back now. Yeah, I'm still loading the fantasy grounds, but yeah, I'm here. What happened? What did I lose?
I didn't miss anything yet. So you probably were starting to climb. So you're probably up on the second level at this point.
Great. What do I see?
You probably don't see anything, but you could have at least heard us threatening a guy, telling him to stop.
You would hear that from below. There's a loft window to the barn. If you sort of climb into that, you will see that there is hay, and that sort of stuff stored up in the loft area.
Is there any way I can see what's down there?
Okay, so the loft area, though it doesn't show on here.
And I'm also still not on fancy ground, so loading still.
No.
What's up with the arrows? Are you turning into comm junkie?
Don't become comm junkie. Don't get arrow obsessed. I assume that's
that's
loft.
the loft area. Yes.
Okay, he ought to be able to see what's going on down there with the lamp, at least a little. Hey, what's he gonna do?
Well,
I'll assume that he's in there, so you can see
the bad guy, not you.
All right, so the bad guy is going to. You can see that he's rather panicked. He's got two people with swords at him. He looks really scared. He will run to this door, try desperately to open it, and again he is still trapped. At which point he will sort of stop, turn around, and just sort of hold his hands up.
Well, on the bright side, he didn't, go, "You'll never take me alive," and bite down on a suicide tooth.
That's a good start. Then again, it's not over yet.
Unless it is.
All right, so we will go in semi-combat time. So feel free to move yourselves however you want to move.
Well, Kevin's going to react to him running after him because predator-prey instinct.
And upon seeing that he's cornered, Gareth is going to take a step and hang the lantern on this little thing on the wall, which that's what it's meant for.
Like the scones.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah, and Kevin's going to say, "Let's not get this messy, yeah."
What the hell is he doing here?
Oh, I think the new lantern is overlapping with the old lantern.
Yeah, you probably need to take it off me. Since you put it on there, I can't take it off.
There you go.
Bing. Good job.
All right, so he sees Kevin come for him, and he is going to desperately leap, trying to get over the stall.
The horse will kick his face.
Which he will, but he's going to sort of, it's not graceful, he just sort of leaps and he'll fall and he'll be prone on the other side. At which point the horse will begin to stir in the stall.
Damn, I hope that's not Hellstepper.
Uh-huh.
If that's Hellstepper, we're not going to be able to... We're going to have to get out of here before we get covered in gore.
Okay, I'm
Kevin's
finding
actually
the
going to
map.
point to Gareth and tell him, cover the door, cover the door. And Kevin's going to hop up to the window here and see if he can see what's going on. He's just evaluating at this point. I
That's
guess
not
it's right
that's not
there,
a window.
or whatever it was.
That's a door. That's a door into the Feria. Is it Feria's area?
Yeah.
I guess. What, this whole thing?
Technically, looks more like a blacksmith because that's where they're shoeing him.
That area there. That's like a
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm
Feria's.
talking about where the guy went. So he went over
That's a
into the
stall.
horse's stall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a stall.
So if the whole thing is open over the top of that, I'm
it
assuming
is
there's
all open. It's
a panel.
It's like it's a sort of fence that is,
There's a word.
chest
I'm looking
high
for
sort
there.
of thing.
Partition.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wooden partition.
there's an open partition. He went over the partition, so Kevin is basically getting up on the partition to look down and see what the hell he's doing.
All right, so he's fallen prone, as he's sort of fallen over that partition.
Right.
The horse has sort of backed away a little bit.
I would say that Kevin's got at this point he's got the sword in his left hand by the hilt, and he's got his right hand over the partition, kind of grabbing at him. He's not going to reach him at this point until he stands up, but he's just leaning over, grabbing, trying to see what the hell's going on.
Right. Since I am actually not wearing the armor, I am actually kind of fast. I'm going to rush over to the door to make sure he can't come running out. And I'm presuming it's like got a latch, the security.
Yeah, so all these partitions here, they're about chest high.
I'm assuming I can see the guy inside the thingy, right?
You can just see. So the
Just.
yellow arrows, they signify the loft area. So it's open in the middle of that of the loft.
Okay, so just move then.
So this area is open.
Okay. Yep, that's what I do. Now I can see him properly, right?
Yes, you can.
Let me just advance the truck. Okay.
What's Danjo doing? All right, this guy doesn't bother to sort of get up. So he's going to sort of scramble along the ground. He will go under the horse. I'm going to roll. Actually, someone can roll the universe for me.
Wait, hold on. Is this interesting times?
What do you mean?
I think you have Daniel's or Giger's various universe reaction roll things. Yes. Yeah, so I rolled it off of interesting times.
So interesting, positive.
Yeah.
All right. So for him,
I say positive. No, this is for us, right?
Yeah, I guess that based on the question you're asking.
Because if it's for us, I want the horse to freak out and do that rear kick and just throw him into the wall.
since let's have the dice decide. On an odd, it's interesting for you. On an even, it's interesting for him.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
Okay, so interesting for him. So
I think
the
you
horse
could probably say maybe the horse has already kicked something of a hole in the wall back here. So maybe he can see that.
I was going to suggest the horse be treated as spooked.
The horse will be certainly spooked, but fortunately for him, he was not trampled. But he is still prone, sort of scrambling along the ground.
Well, Were you saying that there was another escape possibility?
No,
Or was that just random?
this is a door.
Right.
This is a door, and except for the windows in the loft, that's the only other door.
Okay.
So he has very little. Yeah, I guess his only option at the
Okay.
moment is to get there.
So I think what Kevin's going to do at this point is try to calm the horse down, try to keep him from stomping all over the guy. He doesn't have animal handling, but he does have riding. So
I do have
I
animal
think-
handling. I'm not sure if this is that actually works. That is the ability to train the animal.
now animal
No, you can
handling
use
is
it.
what you use.
You
Can
can
it not?
also use riding because it defaults
It
to.
doesn't. Yeah, I'm reading it right now, and it does. Oh, okay. Can you use the quiet? Well, no, that's wild, dangerous, or untrained. Okay.
Well, if you can use riding without actually being riding on it, then that would be better for me because I'm better.
Yeah, from like when working with a trained animal, this is for like teaching it something. You you roll against the skill for each task. This roll is at -5 if the animal is not familiar with you. Check. -5, the circumstances are stressful to the animal. Check. So it's like -10. Ah.
Yeah. Well, let's not use that one. Okay, 217.
Are you looking in the skills?
Okay, that's just for the
Because
riding
you could
part, yeah.
just click on abilities and search for the skill.
Well, I could have done that, and that would have made a lot of sense if I had. But I am not trying to write it. I'm just trying to calm it, and that's a different issue. Well, yeah, make the call. What do you want here? He's gonna try to calm it down. If I can use a skill, I will. Otherwise, I won't.
All right, give me a riding roll.
Pop.
Animal handling.
And it's a decent roll.
All right, so I'm going to assume that that is sufficient enough a sort of default roll.
Hey there!
But you can
don't
you
step
can
on
start
it. Come
to
on, calm down, boy.
you can start to calm the horse.
So he'll try. It'll take a minute, I guess.
All right, so Gareth is gonna flip the latch up and just step in there. Had to zoom in and find out where the damn thing was.
I'm just going to remove those arrows, but we know where that loft is.
So, I'll just take aim at the guy. That's all.
You need an intimidation arrow.
It's exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
This guy wants to get away from the horse, so he's going to scramble along the ground to there. At which point he will be at Gareth's feet, and Gareth is armed, and he will just say, I give up, I give up, I give up.
Wise of you. Finally.
All right, so we can end the combat.
Not that there was combat.
Not that there was combat, but no longer in combat time. He will surrender. He'll sort of get to his knees, and he's sort of holding his hands up. He says, "Please don't hurt me, please."
That's going to depend on you, lad. Now, what were you doing and why?
What's all this then?
Oi, oi.
He says, "I wasn't doing anything."
Gonna cock an eyebrow at him, like, yeah.
I was just looking
waste
for some
our
food.
time. Indeed. Oh, congratulations. You have now been recruited for a mission to retrieve a holy relic. I'm certain the Order of Pale Flame will allow that, and they will pay you in food. Brian's like,
He will
wait, what? What? That wasn't what I wanted.
he will look at you and he'll go, "What?"
We'll be leaving in the morning. It's very good news for you.
He has a dumb look on his face, like, I don't know what's going on.
Kevin has Streetwise at 12, and is an experienced street rat himself. Does this guy look like a pro?
All right, you can give me a roll, and you can give it to me at +4.
And
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say no.
Damn. Good roll.
You are absolutely certain that this guy is not a pro.
Just a dude. Got it.
He looks like just a dude.
What skill is that from, Giger? The critical success thing? Is that right?
Oh, that was that's not actually in the skill. That's on the spook mounts under combat.
And it is animal handling?
That one in specific is riding. That's for when you're riding on it and it spooks.
Okay.
I assume animal handling could do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm absolutely serious, by the way. Gareth is going to, basically, try to recruit the strong arm and recruit this fellow into the band until he, tries to run away.
Or the clerics say no.
I don't understand. I can't go
You will.
anywhere.
Why can't you go anywhere? Do you know what they do to thieves in these parts?
Oh yeah, you don't want to get caught.
He probably stole to
He
feed his
says,
family.
He says, please don't tell the magistrate. I
they do
didn't take anything.
They cut fingers off or ears? Or is this a nose village? Do they do noses here?
All right, so you can see the sort of panic in his face starting to set in as you're talking about cutting off fingers and noses. Look, let me go and I'll tell you whatever it is you want to hit, whatever it is you want to know.
Well, why don't you tell us what you know, and we will think about letting you go. You really don't have any of the power here, lad.
Well, he's not a lad. He's like in his mid to late 30s.
Oh. All right, then he's going to be calling him neighbor.
Kevin is actually going to start putting the stuff back into the saddlebag and sort of take note of what it is.
Is any of it going to fall out of the saddlebag into your bags?
Not making any plans in that regard. He's not a thief.
All right, so the stuff in the saddlebags, it looks like the saddlebag was just tossed, and this guy was probably going through it when he was interrupted, or rudely interrupted by you guys.
This will be good for your soul. Helping a religious order to retrieve an artifact and save the planet.
Says, I don't know what you're talking about. I was just asked to come and search the saddlebags of the Pale Flame.
And now
their horses were here.
Now we're getting somewhere. Who asked you to search?
I don't know. It was just a man. He wore a hood. I couldn't really see his face, but all I can tell you is he spoke like an educated person.
Educated.
We'll have to see what the sister thinks about this, and perhaps she will recognize the man.
Nothing worse than educated people.
He says, please, sir. And he'll sort of reach into his pockets, and he'll hold out the coin. This is all I was paid. You can have it if you just let me go.
I think Gareth is going to take the coin, but to look at it to see if it has specific minting properties. Like, is it a Crownland or one, or does it look like it's from a specific of the free cities?
It certainly looks like an Ardane minted coin. The value is 50 copper farthings worth. So there's a few silver and a bunch of copper.
As we said, we will have to take this before the sister. She seems a decent enough sort for a bride of Solverath, so.
He says, please. I was desperate. I took it for food.
Uh-huh.
Things are tough here in King's Rest.
They are. That's why you should sign up for our expedition to save your soul.
So by this point, I expect we'll be leading him out.
Probably. And he's absolutely convinced I'm a crazy person. In fact, you guys might be convinced I'm a crazy person too.
As you sort of lead him out, I'm assuming that you've got a hold of him.
Oh yeah.
He says,
"Yeah, he's doing that hand on the shoulder thing, but it's heavy hand."
Yeah, it's like, and don't try to be dumb, because we would hate to have to, see you on the gallows. Maybe you'd be lucky though, and the local magistrate would send you to a penal unit.
He says, please, I was just looking for a ring. I was paid to look for a ring in the saddlebags. That's it. It was just a gold ring.
And Gareth is going to look at him and say, it's very interesting how little bits of information keep coming out that you didn't know before.
The story keeps growing.
It does.
I don't
First
suppose
it was just
you.
the food, and then it was you were hired, and then now it's you were hired for a specific ring.
I don't
Tell
suppose
me,
you
is
actually
there-
found the ring.
Yeah, it's like,
He
is
will,
there anything else you may have forgotten?
He will sort of drop to his knees and, clasp his hands together. He says, I beg of you, in Solvarath's name, I will never do anything like this again. I will go good. I will go good. Please, please. And it's about this time, as you're packing stuff into the saddlebags, Kevin, that you will pick up a golden ring.
Is it precious to him? Please
Yeah,
tell me it's precious to him.
It is.
He'll hold it up and wave it and say, is this the one?
One ring to rule them all.
He will look at it and he says, I think so. It's gold.
An odd place to keep
It
a
has
ring.
it has a sigil, like a family crest on it. That's all I know.
Well, it does that.
I think Gareth is going to ask Danjo or Ara if they could go and get Deacon Rolf, because this is starting to get beyond our pay grade.
Well,
Okay.
Dan just closed it to the door.
Okay, I'll go get her. Get him.
So Rolf.
Yeah, we'd probably want to get the military guy first.
Okay. So Danjo.
Plus, this is going to add weight to his conspiracy theory that, that was not a random thing.
So Danjo, you will head off into the inn, and knock quietly at the deacon's door. He will, answer the door. He'll sort of crack it open. He says, Danjo, it's late. What is it?
It's not late, it's early. Rolfson, we've got something going on in the stables. We need you to see.
He says, can it wait until the morning?
It is the morning, isn't it?
No, it's still well and truly night, probably sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's the
morning.
morning.
2 o'clock in the morning. Perfect time for the song of the birds.
We caught a thief in your horse goods.
This sort of perks him up a little bit. He says, give me a moment. And
Oh, you mean these keys?
he will then, get dressed and he will follow you out.
Meanwhile, we are talking to this
Nope,
dude
that didn't
about
work.
all the horrible stuff that he's going to have to find out.
Mm-hmm. I knew a guy once, they notched his ear. Ugly cuss. That was before they notched his ear.
At some point during this, Gareth is going to probably realize that, oh crap, I don't have my gloves on for tonight. So he's going to be like trying to make sure nobody sees that ugly brand.
So Deacon Rolf
Some of you
will
probably
enter into
see
the
it.
stables.
We're
I'm
probably
assuming.
fine unless he looks at the guy and goes, you.
So he'll step in and he'll say, so what's
all
been
this
going
then?
on here?
And we will tell him it all. No reason to hide anything out.
Wave the ring and
Here's
say, it
here's
looks like
the
they were
ring.
after this.
They're after this ring, and this is the amount of money that he was paid.
A man of letters, he said.
Rolf will he'll take the ring and he'll sort of turn it over between his, thumb and fingers. He says, it's not mine. I've not seen this.
Is it precious to him?
It doesn't appear to be precious to him. He says, I don't recognize this at all. Are you sure this is what he was after?
Well, that's what he said. He wouldn't lie to us, would he? I think liars get tongues cut.
Maybe
Is
he
that not
put
the
it in
tradition
there.
around here?
The guy is basically on his knees and, his hands are clasped. He says, please, I beg Solvarth for mercy.
User joined your channel.
Crap. Sorry about that. Apparently, I knocked the cable free and lost internet connection.
Well,
So
it's
there's another one.
theme
That
today.
was my fault. That was entirely, I'm like moving my freaking foot around.
It's Meg's turn next.
Nope, it's yours.
I say it's his.
That's moderately amusing. You know how you have the big D20 thing where it does the circle about the percentage? The circle is not around the D20. It's off to the left a little bit.
Can someone give me a reaction roll? This is unfortunately NPCs don't have the reaction roll thing.
Yeah. So what you might consider, Ronnke, what I did is I created a GMPC for that, and then I dragged the thing down there to 12 or something like that, so I could just click on it and it would roll for me. Just a thought.
Okay, so
Bad.
Rolf.
I think I bumped into that.
Rolf does not appreciate what this guy has done. He says, well, take this man to the magistrate. Let him decide what should be done.
Well, the magistrate's not going to be wanting to deal with it until tomorrow.
Oh, cut off fingers and notched ears.
Yeah,
Then
somebody's going to be in charge of security in the town, and they're going to have a place to tie up
This is
people.
a small village, though.
Yeah. Like I said, they're going to have a place to tie up people, not a jail.
Probably a tree, a big tree.
He says, well, then I entrust this gentleman into your care. See to it that he will go to the magistrate in the morning. And Rolf will then sort of take the ring and he will pocket it, sort of hold it in his hand and then pocket it. I'll show this to Sister Maren and the others in the morning. So I will assume that you guys secure this dude somehow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feel
We'll
free
find
to
whoever's
describe his poor
responsible.
torment.
Yeah, he's just gonna be
And
tied up, and I think we might end up sleeping in the barn for the rest of the night
Eh,
in shifts and stuff like that. Like
that would actually
go.
make sense.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you watch him right now. Let me go get my stuff and bring it back, and then I'll watch him while you go get your stuff and cycle
Right.
around.
Well, I've slept in worse smelling places.
okay, so
is true.
the guy is tied, and you will organise watches. Unfortunately, the situation doesn't change much. Gareth, you will still wake up
Yep.
-1 fatigue. Everyone else should
Totally
be
make it. You can
fine.
totally say that he's probably
I have
probably because he's like talking to this guy for much of the night.
to
And
roll
the
self-control for my nightmare.
okay, make a roll.
Not
What's
good.
this for?
I have nightmares, so I get like 1 fatigue point.
So, recommendation. What I would do on your character sheet is go to abilities, other, and then create an entry. Just call it nightmares, and then put whatever the frequency of submission is. So you can just click that there.
Good idea. I'll do that.
Yeah, I do that, and I know Giger does that a lot as well. We'll have like major checks like fright check and knockdown stun or something like that.
Okay, good. I'll do that. Thanks, Rigel.
Yep.
Like so.
All right, so he will basically sum up what he's already told you. He was offered a quantity of 50 copper to go and search the saddlebags of the Pale Flame to find a gold ring with a sigil on it, like a signet ring. And
did we actually see what that was? I mean, what the sigil was?
If you have heraldry, you're welcome to make a roll.
Yeah, so I'm not great at it, but I'll make the roll. And fail by 2.
You do not recognize the heraldry or the what's it called? The mark.
Coat of arms.
You don't recognize
The sigil?
the sigil, what it belongs to. The ring itself is kind of valuable, being gold. So
yeah, I was going to say after dude walks off with the ring and he's gone for a minute, Kevin's going to be like, I wonder how much that was worth.
it'd be at least a month's a month's income, perhaps more. But the guy will say he doesn't know who it was. The guy that he spoke to did it in the dark. He couldn't see his face. All he can tell you is that he was well spoken. He had the words of an educated man.
It's totally that the dude with us, Brother Aldrich.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just look at that look.
He's got glasses.
He's clearly the enemy within.
Such a nerd.
But when he takes off his glasses, is he someone else?
You suddenly can't find him. How did you get here?
So
man.
morning will arise, and then you will take him to the magistrate
Possibly
explain.
with the deacon. It would probably make sense if the deacon accompanies us in that morning for that. But if not, that's fine.
Well, the deacon will be preparing to get underway, so he's packing the
Okay.
wagon and stuff. So he's quite happy for you to take the guy in. He can write a note if you guys feel that you need something.
We'll take him to whoever's in charge and tell him that we caught him thieving, and if he wants more information, they can go talk to
Well, we've
Rolf.
potentially got the note, and we can do at least a quick explanation. We may end up having to talk to the the magistrate. That'd be fun.
So details are taken with respect to this guy, what he did, and then he is taken into custody and put in the only cell that this village has.
Let's see here. I have absolutely nothing. No disadvantages that state I am not going to keep that money.
Oh, well,
So how much is that in GURPS?
50.
50. Well, you're buying drinks.
So noted. It looks like I'm going to be buying a bunch of things of ale and such like that, or casks of ale to go with this.
Get some blankets.
Don't you already have a blanket? Buy your own blanket. You've got money.
Personal basics. Yeah, I got blanket.
That's not a blanket. That's personal basics. I don't think is a blanket.
No, that doesn't include the blanket.
Oh, I've got a blanket anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, if you got one of the DF loadouts, it should include the blanket.
So you guys will sort of pack and get ready. You can throw your gear on the cart.
Oh, good.
The
It doesn't really help me much, but it helps a little bit.
By the gods, I feel like shite.
the order will gather for breakfast at the inn before you leave. So you have bread, some eggs, and cheese, and some of the leftovers from last night. The ring that Rolf took, that will sort of get passed around the table, and discussion will take place as to what occurred that night. And as the ring is sort of passed around from Sister Marin to Aldrich, yourselves, if you want to have a look at it, everyone says, "This is not my ring. I've not seen it." And then Rolf will ask, "Are you sure this was with our saddlebags?"
Niven will say where he pulled it from.
Now we're suspicious of Niven. Of Kivin. Bleh.
Kivin. I said Niven, didn't I?
Yeah. That's funny.
So everyone is sort of confused at this, and obviously it's a valuable ring.
Well, it's an old smuggler's trick to stick something in somebody's gear without them knowing about it and then go steal it from them later.
Does anybody recognize the coat of arms? I'm not from the Free Cities, so I do not.
Like I said, the ring is handed around, and each of them have a good look, and they say, "No, I've not seen this sigil, but this looks like a signet ring of some sort, perhaps a family."
So even though we don't know what it is, can you describe the coat of arms so the players know what it is?
Yeah.
GM's like, no, you don't know what it means. Go away.
It's abstract.
Given says, I know a guy back in Port Aaronhold. He'll pay you good money for that.
Did I break the GM?
You broke the GM.
Yes. Is that one of those where you're like, why did I not actually figure this out? Because that happens to me every damn time. It's like the super, super blatantly obvious question that everybody is going to ask, and I don't even think about it.
Doesn't even occur to you that somebody's going to ask the question, what does that actually look like? Sort of like me keeping wanting to ask, what is this relic? And how heavy is it? And how big is it?
Are you gonna quote Ronin now?
I want to. It
You're
just
gonna have
doesn't
to
make
kill
any
some
sense
poor
for that to be
bloke
chained to
to
some bloke's wrist.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to go through my mid journey just now. But the
Well, you could cheese it and get a description from the AI.
well, no, I can't get a description.
I'm wondering, do they have
You're
any
gonna
of the
you're gonna make
gods
me
that
look.
are? Do they have any of the? Do they have any of the gods that would classify as judges with regards to priests?
Mm.
Yes, the Sul, I think it is.
Is it Sul? That's got us in knowledge making, knowledge creation, takes no side. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it reminded me. I wanted to check and see if there was a god of wine and parties.
There really isn't. Yeah, well, so yeah, you have Solvaroth, light, memory, and banishment. You have Vrail, secrets, oaths, and consequence. You have Asara, who is death, passage, and rest. Thren, I really like that. He's the god of getting there, the travel, fortune, and survival. So you need to make sure to like, leave a token or something like that. Caliph is the harvest, seasons, and endurance. Mordaveth, I don't know how you pronounce that. War, ambition, contested death, because you got to have a god of war. And Sul is knowledge, creation, and forbidden craft. And then, of course, finally, there's Agelia, who is justice, defense, and law.
Yeah. No god of fun.
Come on.
That's probably why Kevin doesn't believe anymore.
So yeah, this
Okay,
is
so
actually
the-
probably something that Gareth will grumble about. Is like if they had a proper one of the silent protectors here in the free cities, then she could oversee this justice, this trial.
So actually, let me just drop this into fantasy grounds.
See, that worked. We sort of vamped for the GM.
Nothing wrong with that.
Save image.
Damn it jacked up my scrounging too.
Yeah, I legitimately thought I had replaced all of my skills with the ones that had the descriptions, but none of them had the descriptions.
I think there may be an issue with the with some of the skills based on perception, like they're not actually pulling over correctly, or they're not, because I also note it has a default of perception -4, but it's a perception easy skill, and it doesn't actually need both of those.
Did that work?
There's an asset coming. Haven't seen it yet. There we go. Yeah, there's a ring there and a seal.
That's what it looks like.
Looks like a double-bitted axe. or a very cramped bird.
Definitely looks like an axe.
All right, well, there we go. We see it. It's also really dirty. I think Kevin would have cleaned that up a little bit. Rubbed it on his pants. Oh, that might have made it worse.
So, none of them lay claim to this ring, and it's certainly valuable. So, the Deacon Rolf will say, "Well, this doesn't belong to any of us."
But it does lend credence to your theory that the attack was not one off. If
Perhaps,
people are actively looking for you.
Why would they come seek a ring? We have no idea. What did you say? People place it on us to steal it again?
They want to get something. They want to get something past the guards, or the gate guard, so they'll sneak it into somebody's package as they leave, and then catch up to them later and steal it back.
Or maybe they've stolen it from somewhere and want to incriminate you.
Undoubtedly.
Perhaps it originally belonged to someone who did not survive the attack.
Could be.
That's a possibility.
It's worth at least a couple of kegs of ale.
So, since it is Kevin that was holding it, give me a roll on that universe reaction.
8.
What was that table?
You have a handful of them.
Interesting times. Actually, universe reaction.
Oh, right, the tables.
Positive, negative. That'll work.
Place. Interesting times.
You said positive, negative.
Pos neg. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, doing that one.
Got to see if it attunes to you and becomes precious.
Yes, but.
So Rolf says, "Well, this doesn't belong to any of us." He'll hand it to Kevin. I guess you found it. I guess this will be yours. We can't rightfully take it.
You have been absolutely doomed by that. You realize that now.
Oh, I know. Does it fit?
Yes, and you can never take it off.
I guess that would be the butt. That would be the butt on that. It doesn't fit.
It fits, but it's not on the right finger.
Ah, there you go.
It'll fit on like your ring finger or on your thumb or something like that, whichever.
I suppose there's a fence in this town.
We don't have time for that. We have to get started. You're going to have to keep it.
Yeah, maybe we'll hit a bigger place on the way.
Well, if you're looking to get rid of it, we will eventually get to Ashford, so perhaps you can sell it there.
I've not come this far west before, so I don't know what's ahead of us. Other than adventure.
So you'll all finish breakfast. Again, Rolf says, eat up. It is going to be the last really good meal that you have. And then we shall prepare to go. Once done, and the group is gathered, Rolf will say, which of you has a keen eye?
I guess I might have the keenest.
Very well.
Do you? What is your perception?
13.
Well, it's definitely better than mine. Of course, that's not saying much.
Jareth is actually looking around to try to find the sort of unknown or unmarked shrine to Thren. Because this is sort of a crossroads right here.
Said something about knotted rope and all that.
There is definitely a shrine to Thren with several knotted ropes that are around that shrine.
So He is actually very religious, so he is going to go over, pay homage to the god of getting there, and then realize, yeah, he does have a decent token to leave behind, and he's going to toss that coin there.
Like
Had
all
the
of the
money,
coin.
all of the coin.
The
Had
big
the money,
coin.
now he doesn't.
You can be assured that that coin will probably not be there for very long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's the point of the shrine.
And now we know why he's broke.
And now you may have a pretty good idea of one of the reasons why he's broke.
You should have taken charitable.
Is something that he may pick up later or swap out one of his disads with later as he starts paring down the disads and becoming a much better person. But honestly,
All right, so
he's got a disadvantage and a quirk that are applying there also. Where it's like he's like, oh, if I keep this coin when we get to Stillwater, I'm gonna spend it all on booze and I'm gonna fail my compulsive carousing, and I'm tired of that. I should get rid of it.
Actually,
And I'm totally not saying this fun, but I think it would be really funny if Kevin sees that and just goes yoink and picks up that.
I was just thinking, where is it? So, right. Alcoholism doesn't actually have a frequency of submission.
Yeah, so it's interesting with regards to the Thren, what he has on the followers is it's like no temples, no clergy, no hierarchy. The faith lives entirely in roadside shrines, small cairns, knotted rope on a post or a branch, a coin at a crossroads. Anyone may add to a shrine. Anyone may take from one in genuine need, by custom leaving something in return. So it's like you could legitimately go, yeah, because you don't believe in the gods.
No, as the group starts to leave, Kevin is gonna start to run back to grab something he missed, and then talk himself out of actually taking that.
Why? I think it'd be funny.
Well, he made his will check. So.
Do you have a trait?
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
No, he's not greedy or anything like that. It's just he does like to buy alcohol, and that'll buy a fair amount of it.
I was just thinking it'd be really funny is like every time we were leaving an area and Gareth leaves the thing at the shrine, it's like Kevin is a couple steps behind him and grabbing it and going, oh, that's some nice alcohol.
Yeah, if he had been leaned more toward the rogue and less toward the swashbuckler, this would be a different story.
Well, since you do a will roll, describe to us the moral dilemma you have when you stare upon this coin that is just sitting there, free for.
That's entirely how that goes. So he used to be a street kid, so you don't leave stuff like that around street kids in the big city. So he's looking at that, and he raises his eyebrow, looking at Gareth like, "You really leaving that?"
Well, he probably.
And then, like I said, when they
do the kneel and the pray and such like that.
And then, like I said, when we start to leave, he's going to go back thinking about, I'm just going to go sweep right by that tree and just pick it up real quick, and then he's going to talk himself out of it before he does it.
Just in time to see a street kid snatch it up and disappear.
Probably right off screen.
Okay, so Rolf will say, Ari Boya, I'll have you 50 yards in front. No more than that, and always keep us within sight.
I assent with my head.
I do not think we'll get lost. There's only one road west. Follow that one.
So we had 2 horses, and that's it?
One was a riding horse, and the other is a cart horse.
Rolf will help Sister Marin to get atop her horse. So she will sit there, and then she'll sort of take her staff, and she'll sort of rest her staff on the saddle, so it sort of hangs across, and she will hold it and the reins of the horse. Rolf will actually take the reins of the cart horse, and he will say, Petra, you can rest your legs and ride the cart if you will, or walk. It is up to you. But like last time, you complained about getting tired. We don't want to have any delays.
Ronke,
And
can I use my luck to reroll observation?
sure.
Well, you haven't had the opportunity yet.
Exactly.
What was the riding for?
I was just sort of, Gareth is like glancing at the horses to see if he can determine whether they're any good.
They're your standard horse.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why,
They've-
he failed
they've
the
been
rules,
looked after. They've been looked after, but they look like your standard horse. They're not skinny. There's nothing obviously wrong with them. All right, your observation sucks, apparently.
Yeah, I'm on a bad roll.
That's
15,
like
three
three
times.
You rolled the
15s in a
same.
row.
Exactly.
What's the
That's-
odds on that?
Wow. Yeah.
It's a different combination.
Every time.
Except the first two are actually the same on the dice, just not the same placement.
Yeah.
That is so weird. Roll something
Good, let's
again.
get
Roll it
over
again.
this.
Roll it again just to see. If you roll a 15 again, I'm like, Shazam. Okay, you did.
Shenanigans.
Oof. Almost.
Okay, so then you will start out and begin to leave King's Rest. Petra will sit on the cart. The rest of you are walking. Brother Aldrich will walk, and you see that he has a book that he sort of hugs to his chest as you go, and eventually he will then open that book, and he'll be doing the sort of mobile phone while you walk thing, except it's a book.
I'll walk alongside him to make sure he doesn't start slowing down or going the wrong way or off the road.
Yeah, his
I will
attention's
ask
not
about the
that
book.
focused on the book.
What is the book that he is reading?
He says, this is a book on the history of the Western Marches. It's quite fascinating. The marches were a lot older than I realized. They were settled
things are.
many hundreds of years ago.
What happened to them?
Well, he says of late, news is that raiders from across the ocean, they come with ships with red sails.
Yes, I've heard of these sails. They're halflings, yes, with pointed teeth. Fierce creatures.
That's not the stories that I've heard.
No.
But the raiders have come, and they started with the smaller settlements. They would raid. They would take people. The odd thing about this people is that they would not raze the towns that they raid. They would not burn them down. They would simply come, they would loot and take people and leave.
Well, if you burn it down, you cannot return to loot it.
Well, there's some truth in that, because over the years, I believe the raids started some 5 years ago. Over the years, they have come on numerous occasions, and now only Ashford is the last major settlement in the Western Marches.
I was heading that direction myself. Thought I might make some coin killing raiders.
Well, I guess you have to be lucky because they don't come at any scheduled time. They'll come, they'll take what they want, and then leave. No one knows where they come from, and no one recognizes the ships that they sail.
I still think they're halflings. Feral,
There
monstrous
are.
halflings.
There are, of course, rumors of lands far west of Pelavar.
That's nonsense. The earth falls off too far.
He will sort of shrug. Well, some say it is so, and others claim there is nothing but sea. And if one is to sail straight west, you will end up falling off the world.
I'd like to see that.
Well, that is
From a
certainly
distance.
fascinating. Let's see.
And I wish I hadn't thought of the idea of Viking hobbits, because now I can't get past that idea.
Isn't that really just dwarves?
No, because they're even smaller than dwarves.
So, of you guys, which of you has the fanciest sword?
I have no sword.
Not me. I just have a regular old thrusting broadsword.
And Ninja Toe's not typically all that ornate, so probably Kevin.
Do you have signature gear or anything like that on it?
No, not signature, but I do have weapon bond, which basically just means it's all wrapped and
You've had it for a while.
just so like I like it. It's very
And
large.
It's a great sword.
No, it's
A
a
long
long
sword.
sword. So
It's not great. It's all right.
yeah,
That's mine.
broadsword
It's
is an
not
okay
great.
sword.
It's okay.
So Petra,
I had the
while
extra
she's
money,
sitting
it
on
would've
the
been fine.
cart, she will look to Kevin, and you can see that she's just itching to ask something, and then she musters up enough courage, and she says, "Have you killed anyone with that?"
Far too many, love. Far too many.
She says,
You
"Did
fancy
they deserve
yourself
it?"
a fencer.
She says, "Did they deserve it?"
Does anyone?
She
We killed the
thinks.
guy in the stable. Would he have deserved it? He was a thief.
He shrugs and says, "I don't know." But then she'll sort of hang her head a little bit, and she says, "Those that attacked us and killed my friends at Galvorn, they would deserve it."
Possibly.
And you can see that
You should ask her about those. What did they look
you
like?
can,
Stuff like
you
that.
can see that she says that with a bit of like there's poison in the way she says that.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well,
I did
Kevin-
forget to mention. As you were also leaving town, right next to the shrine of Thren, there is a shrine for the pale flame. You'll see each of the order will stop there, and they will light a candle, and they will say a prayer, and as is their way, they begin to recite names. These names are obviously not familiar to you, but they will recite names, and they'll sort of end the prayer. They will never be forgotten. So they'll go through a list of names, and then they'll finish their prayer, and that's when you guys leave. Fast forward back to the now.
And Gareth is keenly paying attention and basically going to pray to Solvareth as well.
As far as Petra's questions, Kevin is going to respond with something along the line of, in war, you often treat the enemy like they're the most evil thing ever, and in reality, they're just the same as you. They've been paid to be there. They've been ordered to be there. everybody's killing everybody because somebody else said so. And in the end, who really deserves what they got? So don't be so eager to mete out death and judgment.
Copycat.
Not everyone who dies deserves death. Not everyone who lives deserves life.
Plagiarist.
She'll sort of hop off the cart. She'll draw the little short sword that she has, and she then begins to sort of thrust and swing at the air. You can see that her form is like terrible.
Come
Yeah.
on, you need a Padawan learner.
You could just like step in and grab the sword from her hand while she was swinging, and it would be effortless to you. And she says, "Well, if I ever see those people, I will do this." And she's swinging and stabbing. I'll make sure that they pay for what they did.
Well, you need better structure. You should hold straighter here. Nope, like this. Watch. There.
When you start instructing her, you will see that Rolf will sort of turn his head to watch.
And then realize you have the weapon master advantage and go, yeah, okay, I'll let him do it.
He'll turn
and then
to
she'll be able to take trained by a master.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll see he turns to watch you. He just sort of, pays attention for a little bit and then, turns away. You get the feeling that he is very protective of the young Petra.
Rolf will hear the words of the hear the words Florinese and I forget the name already. The master's name and stuff like that. So he should in some time be able to pick out what his expertise is.
But without sort of turning to address Kivin directly, he keeps sort of walking, and he just sort of says, "Don't encourage her too much. I would hate for her to get into a situation she is not properly prepared for." And she says, "But Rolf, I can do this."
No one's ever prepared to take a life.
Congratulations, Yeager. You're playing Gabe, and you just picked up your first future evil apprentice.
Maybe, was it Alora?
Yep.
Right.
Maybe there's a...
And yes, that comparison has already been
You see that
suggested.
comparison.
Okay, so quick question there. A, how old is Petra? And B, how many years ago was the Alora incident?
I did not specify the time period there, but I'm assuming it's a year at least.
Wow. Okay.
Petra
so
is
probably not a lot longer
relatively
than that.
recent.
Petra is probably around 17.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. That picture does not look like a 17-year-old to me.
No,
that looks like a 13-year-old to me.
I thought the same. Yeah.
Yeah, she's about 17.
Make Midjourney age her up so she looks 17, not 13.
Or just say she's 13.
No, she's not that young.
No, the actual time period there, as far as that goes, kind of depends on whether or not the Crown Lands issues are still going on, or if those had stopped at some point.
I think they're occasionally constantly doing that nonsense. It's just different ones.
That was the impression I got.
Yes, there's always things happening. Some skirmishes here and there, and mostly just probing.
Sometimes a bit more, like at least 5 years ago.
Yeah, so I was thinking,
well, probably 4 years ago.
So she actually does pay attention to what you're saying about form. So she controls her wild swings a little bit, and she will say, "I'm prepared to take a life." And she says, "I watched them kill Sir Peridor."
That is absolutely going to cause Garrett's head to snap around.
If it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have made our escape.
He saved
was
many
brave.
people. And honorable.
That sort of thought sinks into her head a little bit, and she's now no longer so eager to swing that sword. And she just sort of walks a little bit more solemn. It is obvious that there is a little bit of trauma there.
Just a little bit.
She's going to be part of
Anyway.
the drama team too.
I know, right? Excellent.
You're just a bag of walking trauma.
Yes, indeed.
So, the town of King's Rest disappears behind you. Things become more quiet. The farms become more spread apart. You've got property markers that become fewer, and as you continue to go, and the last thing you hear is the distant ring of the bells at King's Rest, and you're well and truly now on the road.
Again?
Oh, that's a nice picture.
Very nice.
Yeah. It reminds me of some of the stuff I had for Generica, actually. One day we'll see that again.
One day. So everyone can make a hiking or a health roll. Your margin of failure is the amount of fatigue that you will suffer by the end of the day.
Success by 2.
Oof, by 0.
Yeah, by sometime around noon or so, Kevin's hangover is finally cleared. Hiking H. It's in the H's.
Check under H.
Well, barely, but he's
So-
hanging in there.
All right. Danjo, you failed by 3. So the
He's
first
like, what
day's
is
travel.
this? What is this walking?
The first day's travel has been fairly rough. Your feet are sore. You are definitely not used to the trek, and the road. While it's okay, it's not exactly level. There's stones every now and then. So yeah, your feet are a little sore. I think everyone else passed just fine.
I need a bath and a soak.
Unfortunately for you, there is nowhere to have a bath and a soak. You can make the roll on your compulsive behavior or whatever it is. I think it's compulsive behavior.
Obsession, short-term cleanliness bathing.
Yeah,
So
there's
he's
nothing you can do about it right now.
Actually,
look,
I
he's
think
desperately looking for a river.
that was compulsive behavior, not obsession. Because obsession is a goal. A compulsive behavior is something that you have to do. It's like an OCD. In the
Yep.
new character that I gave you, I think that was updated. So you need to make a roll on a 12 or less. If you fail, then you will suffer, I think it's bad temper.
Will. Failure.
I think it's actually a self-control roll. It's not on will. I believe it is actually like 12 or less.
Yeah, it's normally
Have a
12
look
or
at-
less unless you
have a look at that
change it.
GCA file. So you will suffer from bad temper as you're unable to find yourself
Yeah.
able to have a bath. Actually, 1 second. I just need to let this dog out.
Goes totally silent for hours.
Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in
Uh,
just 1 second.
Yeah, because he mentioned that I had to look at the compulsive carousing, and I actually have to roll that once a day as well. It's like once per day, you must seek out a social gathering and lounge around or whatnot. And if what is it? If there's no party, you attempt to liven things up.
Right. Okay, but that's not
All right.
because what it sounded like was more like an addiction situation. Because in addiction, when you start to withdraw, you start to get the bad temper and all that. I don't think
Luckily,
that's the normal
I managed
part.
to keep from trying to cheer everybody up by singing badly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That calls for a drink.
So, as Scout Ari, you can make a survival planes if you have the skill.
yeah,
Otherwise,
it
you're
defaults
welcome to make it.
-3.
You're welcome to make it on default.
Yeah, let's see. Wow, today's not my day. Definitely.
All right. So
Well, we're
you may
lost.
only choose. You may only choose one of the 3
Comfort.
camping things. So comfort, lines of sight, or concealment. You can only choose one of those.
Comfort. Comfort.
Right. So since we have when we stop for the evening, one of the first things that Gareth is probably going to do is check the horses. I don't know if they're accustomed to actually horse travel like that. Like checking make sure they don't have any stones in their hooves and all that jazz.
Gareth
for it.
actually has Teamster.
He does have Teamster. He also has riding and animal handling equines.
Right. Okay. Now Kevin doesn't have that level, but he does have riding at least, which means he's familiar with care.
Yeah, is it animal? What is it for animal care? Is that an actual skill?
I assume
don't know
that's
a skill.
handling.
It's
Okay.
animal handling.
Well, I'm not particularly great at it, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is like kind of routine, right? This is pretty common what you're doing after this.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's probably
failure.
makes sense to given the way these things work is to make sure the horses like you.
A failure will result in the horses manage to, pick up a stone or something.
I just barely succeeded, but I succeeded.
You didn't make it worse.
Yep, and I'm like feeding them the apples and stuff like that from the cart, then securing them and all that jazz. Put the feed bag over their face. It's all good.
All right, so we're in open
Okay.
plains at this point, you said?
You are in open plains. So during the day, is there anything that you would have spoken to the others about?
Who are you asking this of?
Of the group? I guess, like idle chat, any questions that you might have had.
I think Gareth would like to probably speak with Deacon Rolf about the nature of the dudes that attacked them before, so get an idea of how they were equipped, how many they were. Give me a salute report.
Okay. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned that Deacon Rolf has an injury. His arm is
Yeah,
his weapon arm is
he should
wrapped.
probably be riding the horse or driving the cart.
Well, he's holding the reins of the cart horse, and you'll note that every time you sort of stop for a little bit, it is Petra that redresses his wound.
They do no magical healing? Are they not capable of that?
Well, you haven't seen any magical healing, but
And that's going to
it
be
is.
something I'm going to ask about. I don't know if he would have seen that. Let's see. Yeah, the Holy Warrior does have that possible capability. It's just really
Oh.
expensive. So Sir Peredur may have had the healing power. I don't know. Doesn't matter. He's dead.
You will learn that none of these have healing magics or the healing
Noted.
power. But yes, Petra is doing the dressing of Rolf's wound. He tries to act all tough and stuff, saying, "Oh, it's only a flesh wound," but she seems quite insistent that I have one job here, and I'm going to do it well. Bring me your arm, and I'm going to dress it. Make sure that it doesn't begin to fester.
I'd like to get a look at the injury, if possible, to see how bad it actually is.
Should put them on the tracker.
Yeah, because this is why. This is one of the reasons why I did not want to get charitable, because I have my 2 healing potions, and it's like, if he's like charitable, he would have walked over there and said, "Drink this. We can't have you injured." But I'm not charitable. I'm not a nice person. I'm trying to get better. Oh, he's fine. No, wait, no, that's Danjo. Yeah, Rolf, that's fine. 4 points, come on.
However, it is to his weapon arm.
Yep. It's fine. It's
Oh,
one of those
and
that if after the first attack, if we all survive and we need it, then it may be one of those. Is like, damn it, I need him active. Drink this, dude.
all right. So, for meta information, his weapon arm is considered crippled, but it's not a permanent injury. It will be uncrippled soon as he recovers the hit points.
Which he's probably not going to do on the road, unless you house rule it.
I think we house ruled that it happens at a penalty or something.
I
as
did
long as you're not
implement that at one point.
As long as you're not doing anything, stressful.
Light duty. Yeah, I think I did the -2 for light duty and -4 for more than that.
Okay, so in talking to Rolf, he will tell you the reasons why he thinks the ambush was not just a random attack, and he will say they knew who to go for, so who to target, who was going to be a threat. So they, put extra people on those. So Peredur was one such person. So he was overwhelmed by attackers. He says they didn't wear any sort of colors or anything that would indicate that they were uniformed or anything like that. He said they had the look of mercenaries about them, like sellswords.
Yeah, those guys are just the worst.
They definitely had some skill. He says, were they just regular bandits? The group would have been able to fight them off. At this point, it was a retreat or like a runaway, while Peredur and others stayed back and held off the attackers. But he says the funny thing is, I can remember the events, but I cannot remember faces. As much as I try, I did not see the faces. I cannot picture the faces of those that attacked.
How interesting. I have never heard of anything like that. Magic.
He says, I do not know if it was magic or some other power, but I've spent many a night trying to see the faces of those that attacked us, and I just cannot. They are nondescript. And Aldrich will say, Aldrich will say, there are stories of men that in times of stress will lose their memory and forget. Perhaps that happened to you, Deacon Rolfe.
There's stories in the Crownlands about men whose faces you cannot see. We call them gray men. They're in the service of evil.
He says, I have not heard of these grey men. Are they like regular people? Or are they a creature?
I don't know. I've never actually seen one. The story is there's men, or women, I suppose, who have sold their souls to darkness. What exactly that means, don't know.
What does a soul go for these days?
Okay. So was there anything else that you would like to ask of your hosts?
How about the relic? What is
Yeah,
it
we never did
exactly?
get the details on that.
Biggish, smallish, heavy, light.
Valuable?
Some poor bloke's arm.
So Sister Marin will describe the relic. She says, I've seen it once. I visited Westwatch many years ago, perhaps 8 to 10 years, and it is a cylinder, and she sort of holds her hands up. It's about this large, and it's about like 18 inches. She's sort of indicating.
If it emits coherent light and cuts through things and makes a humming sound, I'm going to be upset.
She says no. It apart from the markings on its side, it seems quite mundane. But she then sort of changes the subject and starts to speak of Westwatch. She says, Westwatch was, at least when I was there, a beautiful town. And she'll, talk about how it's a dockside town. The people are nice. She says the bell, because it's a port town, the bell would ring at a regular time, and you could tell what time of day it was simply by the ringing of the bell. And then she says, I wonder, that bell probably only rings with the wind now. And she says that with a little bit of sadness. The relic itself should be in the Pale Flame Temple. At least, I hope so. And you'll see that when she says that, her hand sort of moves sort of to her chest, and she's sort of feeling something underneath her robe.
Yeah, those are called her breasts.
Ooh,
Not so. Hang on a sec. I've got this stupid dog again. 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
With a dog on her chest.
Well, we need to talk amongst ourselves. I just
Shall we speculate what it is?
I just noticed something when I'm looking in the DF1 is I was planning on going towards Holy Warrior, right?
Hmm.
Well, all of the abilities have the holy
Back.
modifier, power modifier, holy -10,
Right.
which specifically states you must adopt a moral code worth -10 points. Honesty, sense of duty, major vow, etc. I don't think I've ever seen that before or noticed it.
Oh, well, yeah. Were you just making up the gray man thing, or was that on the
Wheel of
wiki?
Time.
I thought
Stole
I
it from
heard
Wheel
it
of Time.
before.
Yeah, it's the Soulless, the Gray Man. Yeah, Wheel of Time. Because
Well, it's canon now.
if there's a way I can rip off Wheel of Time and stick it into a game I'm playing or running, you can guarantee I'm going to do it.
Did you watch the TV show?
I did not watch Amazon's Waste of Time because it was garbage.
Yeah,
And they
I
should
didn't
burn
read.
in a fire for ruining it like they did. Ugh.
Wow. So it's bad.
Oh, it's horrible if you've read the books.
I didn't read the
Sorry.
books, and I watched the first 3 episodes,
3.
and I thought they were kind of dumb.
Meanwhile, I was sitting over there across on the other side of the couch, seething and getting angrier and angrier at what they were doing.
Yeah, I didn't watch because I want to read the books first. So maybe I shouldn't watch it at all.
You shouldn't. No one should.
All right.
It should be cast into the great fire and all that jazz.
Okay,
Anywho,
good to know.
Or
So
bale fire.
your camp is set, and we are at time. So I think.
Holy crap, we are. That snuck up on me.
well, we did get a late
Well, we
start
did start
again,
late.
as usual.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So you will set camp, and you'll gather around the campfire.
Sing a song.
And I believe Humphrey will, pull out stuff from the chuck wagon and begin to put together the meal.
Is
And
he
he's
actually here?
exhausted. He's like griping the whole way because we're like, nope, sorry, you can't get on the cart. You've got to walk.
Maybe
Exhausted.
he was
Emphasis on
sleeping.
the sauce.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got
What's
Maybe he
the-
was
unfit too,
sleeping
so
inside the
He's
car.
got unhealthy or unfit and extremely fat. So we want to, by the time we get to Ashford, wherever it is we're going, we want him to be very fit and
He's
no
going to be
more
buff.
fat. Yep.
He has unfit 1, so I think that's -1 to health.
It
unfit.
is.
Um,
Yeah. And it's very unfit that, wait, is that right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I don't think that's a leveled thing
Yeah,
necessarily.
And he
I think
has-
they have unfit and very unfit.
Yeah.
all right. And he is very fat, which means his health can't be above 13, I believe.
Yeah,
Right,
which
yeah.
So
people
let's-
rarely have any.
Unfit is -1
Let's
to
roll
all
for him.
health rolls. Unfit is -1 to all health to remain conscious, avoid death, resist disease or poison, blah blah. As well,
Does he-
you lose fatigue points at twice the normal rate.
Hmm. Does he
All right,
actually
so-
have hiking?
Probably not.
He does not. So
Yeah, he
at
failed it
the
a
end of
lot.
the day, he will be a -3
He's not going to be
fatigue.
able to make any food. He's going to be passed out on the ground, and we're like, huh? Yeah, very unfit is even worse.
Hmm.
Penalty is -2. In addition, you recover fatigue at only half the normal rate, in addition to losing it at twice the normal rate. You may not purchase any level of resistant.
It's probably worth bringing up at this point, since we're early in this, that is that going to be long-term fatigue? So do we need to be tracking that? Like, is this journey fatigue or something?
Gareth has some fatigue that he can only recover through a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we got that.
So that's long-term fatigue.
I guess Ari's going to have the same problem there since he had nightmares.
Yep.
Last
I
night.
have to
Yes.
drink it off.
Noted.
But yeah, at least in Humphrey's case, whether or not he has that, I guess. Well, what is his fatigue? He's probably got a 12 fatigue points, so
Maybe. Is
he
his
takes
health
twice as
12?
much as everybody else.
He has
What is his health?
12.
Wow, you would think that would be too high, but oh well.
Yeah, well, very, very fat just means you can't have a health over 13, so.
Yeah, I don't like the way 3 does or 4E does fat and very fat.
Yeah, as I was starting to process that stuff, I was like, the encumbrance thing actually made a lot of sense now that I'm looking at it because of all the knock-on effects that it would have. But never minding that. No, I'm just wondering. So he's going to recover at a normal rate, which means even if he lost 12 fatigue points, he would recover that in 2 hours of rest. And that's not sleep-related fatigue, so that's not going to be additional sleep that he needs to recover that. So he won't be any worse off from day to day based on the fact that he's losing so much. But he is going to get to a point where he's not going to be able to continue, and he's going to have to be, picked up.
Which is a
I will
problem 'cause it's very
investigate.
fat.
I will investigate long-term fatigue. I don't think that there's any rules.
That's not
for
a normal thing that I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't think there's any normal rules for that. But at this point,
I kind of wonder if it didn't show up somewhere. It might check like what's it? After the end.
Well, that's where long-term fatigue was first introduced. So.
No, well, technically no. It's been around. I think it's started to be really codified around that time, though.
I wonder if it'll be part of 4th edition revised.
That would actually be a reasonable thing for them to add, if they're for whatever. I don't know what all they're adding for it, but that sounds like one of the things they should add there.
All right, so we'll end it here with camp being set up, and everyone will earn themselves 2 points.
Yay, points.
Yay.
And I'm debating at this point whether Kevin should actually start trying to take teaching. He's only got an IQ of 10, so it's going to be a while before he's any good at it anyway.
Well, you need to have teaching at 12, I think, before you can teach without having to make rolls.
Or something like that, yeah.
You should not take teaching. You should just fumble. If you're gonna take Petra under your wing.
I roll at least once before I can do it. In fact, I think there was a rule about that as well.
I can train her to be a ninja.
Well, that's true.
So all 3 of the weapon masters need to teach her what their stuff. So it's like she can learn weapon master bow from Era, and weapon master sword from Kivin, and weapon master ninja stuff from Danjo, and then suddenly it's like she is just the most terrifying person alive.
Cool.
So she's a weapon master, heroic archer, ninja.
Well, Era has heroic archer and weapon master for the bow.
Yep.
That's why I was thinking it was really funny is we've got 4 PCs that are currently active, and Gareth is the only one who is not a weapon master.
So you did not end up picking up that shield one?
Nope. I couldn't quite
couldn't quite squeeze that
points.
in.
Yeah.
Poor Gareth, he's getting left out.
No, not really. I think because he didn't have a dedicated teacher or anything like that. He learned it mostly by himself.
He makes a wondrous mess of things.
He does. So
All right,
I am straight away going to spend one of my points to improve my hiking to 12 because I don't like having 11s. And then
That's
I'm
fine.
saving the other one because I'm looking at the skills that. So I do have a quick question. You had said that any of the like advantages and stuff like that, skills and talents for the target profession are freely available. So, for example, Gareth is eventually heading towards Holy Might, but I mean not Holy Might, Holy Warrior. The
So you can get the
holy
talents
abilities-
associated.
Yeah. Like in this case, his talent is will be holiness, which is like the talent for holy might and stuff like that. I don't know what holy might is, but no. The question I had in this case is all of the holy abilities have the holy modifier. However, looking at the holy modifier on DF1 page 22, it specifically states you have to adopt a certain moral code, like honesty or sense of duty or major vow or something like that. How does that work? Is it one of those where you just after a period of time he's just like, okay, I'm going to swap out this event or these two disadvantages because I've been so focused on this and replace them with this disadvantage?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much.
Your character gets some growth.
Right.
You cease becoming an asshole and become something else.
I think I would ultimately like to hold off on that as long as possible until we have like an event that he, with his delusion, can classify as a holy event.
Yeah.
Although it is kind of interesting that Ronnke said, "Oh, the gods don't exist, but holiness is a legitimate thing in dungeon fantasy."
Never mind that. Maybe if he gets his face bitten off, like, for example.
No, I don't want that to happen. That's why, if he gets into a fight, he's going to put on his helmet.
It's the power of faith. It's like the Tinkerbell thing. You have to believe, otherwise Tinkerbell disappears or something.
Tinkerbell.
She dies.
Yeah, because it's like I was actually legitimately looking at faith healing, being one of his first targets, but that's 33 points. That's not exactly a near thing.
Well, perhaps between seasons, we can have some milestone
Yeah, I know we had that
increases
conversation before.
But we'll work it out when that time comes. Any other point spending?
Can I spend these 2 points in night vision since we're at it?
You can.
You are
You can.
technically in the grace period, so you can do that.
Yep, so I'm doing that.
Because he's realized, damn, I should have had that. Like, all of us are like, damn, I should have had that.
No, it was planned. That just didn't mean to fit everything because, come on, weapon master and master archer is like 40
That is
points.
not cheap.
Yeah, it's like Giger said, I am also really surprised that you managed to do that. That's impressive.
At the expense of everything else, basically.
Yeah. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. I could look at that faith healing and then throw in a thing like it burns my fatigue or only once a day or that sort of thing, and then slowly buy that off.
Well, Ronnke, you better wrap this thing before
you could certainly do that.
going.
Before I keep mumbling and yeah.
All right. If you are watching this, damn dog.
Woof.
If you are watching this and you have any questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Please consider liking and subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
Bye-bye.